Want a curved screen, high refresh rate gaming, and don't want to compromise? Well, the ASRock Phantom Gaming 27-inch 240Hz curved monitor is here to deliver. In the box, we've got our power cable, HDMI and DisplayPort cables, and a rugged stand. And finally, the ASRock Phantom Gaming monitor with an impressive 27-inch curved 1500R VA display. This makes for quite the immersive experience, especially in competitive games like Valorant, which demand higher refresh rates. Diving into the specs, this monitor goes up to 1080p, sports a blazing fast 240Hz refresh rate for silky smooth gameplay, and HDR10 support for vibrant lifelike colors. It covers 90% of the DCI-P3 and 113% of the sRGB color spaces, making those visuals pop at a max brightness of 300 nits. This is great for picking out enemies in low visibility situations. It's got a rapid 1 millisecond response time with MPRT mode to keep motion blur in check for perfect aim, and dual 2-watt speakers built right in just in case you don't have your headphones on you. For connectivity, this monitor is equipped with two HDMI 2.0 ports, one DisplayPort 1.2, and a headphone jack. The stand is solid with swivel and tilt adjustments, but there is no height adjustment. However, it does support VESA mounting if you want to customize your setup. The monitor also sports ASRock's low blue light technology, so those long rank-up sessions are a little easier on your eyes. Additionally, FreeSync Premium is also present on this monitor, preventing screen tearing at unstable frame rates. Overall, this monitor does exactly what it says on the box. Super fast, high refresh rate gaming for titles like Valorant to give you the competitive edge you need. Today we've got something special for AMD users. The ASRock B650 Live Mixer motherboard. Packed with features and support for AM5 processors, this motherboard is a statement both visually and specs-wise. As an AM5 board, the ASRock B650 Live Mixer supports both AMD Ryzen 8000 and 7000 series processors and will continue to support all AMD CPUs until 2026. Whether you're upgrading or building a new rig, this motherboard has you covered. Power delivery is robust with a 14+2+1 phase power design, ensuring stable and efficient power distribution. For memory, it sports 4 DDR5 DIMM slots with support for 6400+ MHz speeds when overclocked. Expandability is key in any build, and the B650 Live Mixer shines with 3 PCIe 4.0x16 slots and an M.2 key E slot for Wi-Fi modules. Rear I/O is great with an HDMI and DisplayPort connector, 14 USB ports, out of which you get one 3.2 Gen 2 Type A port and a 3.2 Gen 2x2 Type C port. Those with blazing fast internet will be happy to see a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port at the back. For audiophiles, it features 7.1 channel HD audio with the Realtek ALC897 audio codec and Nahimic audio enhancement. Whether gaming or watching movies, you can expect immersive audio quality. Storage solutions are top-notch with one blazing fast PCIe Gen 5x4 M.2 slot and 2 PCIe Gen 4x4 M.2 slots. Additionally, it also has 2 SATA 3 connectors for additional hard drives or SSDs. All in all, the ASRock B650 Live Mixer motherboard is loaded with features that make it a formidable foundation for any high-end PC. Whether you're a gamer, a content creator, or just looking for a powerful system, this motherboard checks all the boxes.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, the AMD presents Flipkart Back to College Cup Season 1, powered by ASRock, Acer, WD Black, and Portronics. We are at the home stretch, ladies and gentlemen, right at the very end, almost, because we are at the decider finals to see exactly which team will have another opportunity to head themselves over towards the grand final to try and take out Arabata, who have had a dominant performance from the very beginning. Will it be the side of DUPG, or will it be Team Residents being able to make a resurgence of their own? That's what we're here to find out. It's going to be your boy Aggressive with Ahana, bringing all the action here for this particular matchup. And I want to know from you, Ahana, how do you feel about this side?
I am pretty excited to see how this one is going to turn out because, again, this is a completely do-or-die match situation for both of these teams. I mean, they are going to get some chunk of the prize pool altogether, but you get the opportunity to contest for the bigger one. Now, like the biggest one out there. If you win this, you get to go to the grand finals, you get to take the titles. I think there's a lot of feelings and emotions going on between these two teams right now, and I think DUPG is going to be the one with the heavier side of trying to prove themselves in this one.
That is for certain. Jumping down over to the prize pool, as you just stated, it's one line right at the very top. Granted, yes, even if you're at the third place, you're guaranteed to get some form of But 1 lakh is way bigger than 40k. Even if you split that 40k amongst the 5 players, that's like 8k each. You're not gonna get much out of it. But if you split the 1 lakh, that's 20 apiece. That's a good amount of cash that you can utilize to get yourself a possible upgrade that you guys probably want some as well. Make sure to check the links down below in the description for the sales, ladies and gents. There's a lot of really good deals coming in from Flipkart. And as we're going to be talking about this, we need to talk about the journey these teams had to go through as well, right? Jumping on down over towards the format. Don't forget, all 3 of these teams had to make it to an open qualifiers. Then they made it through the double elimination stage to get to the deciders. The double elimination stage was a very big surprise. I personally didn't believe that Team Resonance is going to be able to make it through. I expected a team like Laughtail or Fire5 to make a pretty good leap here and be the ones to take it all away. But instead, Team Resonance came out of absolutely nowhere, new talent, new everything, and they were able to do so much. Same goes for the side of DUPG. I have seen them make a lot of waves in this entire community. The team has performed well in previous tournaments, but to do something like this up against very experienced players and very experienced rosters is something that I never really expected from them.
Absolutely, and again, being here, DUPG has a lot to prove already, and so does Team Resonance. They are both in the run to go up against Eravata in the grand finals. That's gonna happen tomorrow. But today, in this PO3, they will get to find out which one gets to march forward. I feel the playstyles of both of these teams have slightly a different, playstyle, but the way they've been executing so far has been amazing. Like DUPG had a completely upper bracket run for a really long time until the last match where they lost to Eravata. And if they win today, they get a revenge matchup, which is something I am a fan of always.
True. Plus, DUPG didn't really even get an opportunity to properly face off against Eravata. They had a lot of technical difficulties. Disease was not even able to play on the teams. They had to do a little bit of a 4v5. So it's just a lot of problems here and there that DUPG had in their upper bracket run. So they couldn't get that proper chance to just showcase to Eravata what they're really capable of. But at the same time, it's technically a good thing, right? You play one more game, you get your team in a much more stable format, and Eravata, they haven't really been tested as much. Maybe they're getting a bit too overconfident, maybe they could get complacent. That will be your advantage forward from the decider finals towards the grand finals if you're able to make it, because Team Resonance, there's still a squad that you have to worry about, but Resonance has a tendency of making a lot of very common mistakes that could stop them there. The individual gameplay from Team Resonance is probably the best, even better than Eravata in my opinion, because from what I have seen, I'm just shocked in every regard of what Resonance can do. But when you look at the opposite side of the spectrum, DUPG is a completely different street. They are a lot more in sync as a team. Yeah, players like Hellboy and Envy, when they just doubly key their way in towards the side, it is insane to see that they're not going to be surprised by anything. They will go together as a team and they will guarantee that, hey, if we 2 duelists enter a side, we'll make all of the space, and even if one of my duelists dies, I'll guarantee 2 other kills to make sure my teams are going to make this.
Yep. And the way DUPG performs, the way they function with complete coordination between each other, they are able to get themselves the man count advantage very early on into the game. And that puts them in a position where they have a lot going on in their favor when it comes to the coming rounds. And with all of that, they also have the confidence boost that builds up with that advantage. And I think somewhere they are able to easily push the opposite team into a place of just a lot of misery.
That is for certain. But let's see the lineup coming in from the side of DUPG and see which players have really been tearing up the server here from their end. And honestly, Ahana, I think that the members of Team Resonance, they had no idea what they're going to be going up against. Envy, A-Star, Hybrid, they have been just incredible to watch. Hybrid especially, he's just been one of those clutch players that has been going under the radar for a lot of people. But for DUPG, he's the cornerstone of the team. Then there is a player like Disease. When he is on that sentinel role, it's almost close to impossible to break into the side. DUPG just has that oomph to the team that no other roster has yet for a rookie level squad. They can go toe to toe with the greats, and even though they are inexperienced, in my opinion, their raw talent is able to make up for it. Plus, their synergy as a team is one of their biggest strengths.
To that, I do believe that the way DUPG Esports is able to, just go ahead and function as an extension of each other instead of just as individual players is completely amazing. Specifically coming from, as you mentioned, a rookie team that we haven't seen in the, tier one events. And I mean, I feel the way they are functioning currently gives a lot of hope and promise for the coming teams that are actually going to be performing at those levels.
Yep, that is for certain. Jumping on down over towards the side of Resonance, though, to see exactly which players they're going to have on their roster to really take it over for us. Yeah, just as I say that Hellboy, Lucia, Zephy as well, pretty much the youngest talent, I would say, and possibly be one of the best duelists in the entire country with time. This young gun, Zephy, if he is properly coached and properly nurtured, possibly could be the next big thing in India. I have not seen a young player of his caliber in a very long time. The fact that he's in a roster like this could easily take over the entire game if he gains the experience, and this is what this tournament is for. As he grows older, as he plays a lot more games, and he starts to fall in love with Valorant, hopefully his team Resonance, if he sticks by this, he will be the star player at one point. But having Zephy, having Hellboy together as a complete unit, their playstyle just works. And then you have the experience holders, Kel'Thuzad and Lucia, who can lead this team. It's just incredible in every regard what Resonance are able to do. And a roster that I personally didn't have a lot of hopes for are really at the top of this entire tournament, in my opinion. And in a little bit, we're going to be able to witness the map veto to see exactly what kind of a battleground these teams have chosen, because I do believe that maps will be very crucial for both of these teams. DUPG, their main strength lies in their synergy, and unless they find the proper maps, they're going to have a rough time against them. Okay, goddamn. Why does it have to be these two maps right at the very beginning?
I know, right? Even I'm not very excited about Ascent or Lotus because, again, Ascent is a completely stale, meta that's going on there for a while now. There's no changes happening. However, I do hope these teams will go in for a mix-up and just try to stir things up. Lotus is going to be one of the maps which is going to be just.
Yeah, from DUPG, from Team Resonance. Resonance actually picks up a cove on this map.
Oh, nice. I'd be interested to see how that turns out. When it comes to Lotus, we do see a lot of just running around between the sides. But then Sunset, being the decider, is going to have a lot more power packed into the performance that comes into that particular map. And I'm very glad that Sunset, being one of the maps that's not picked every now and then, is in the decider section. Because then you have the best of both the teams coming out, emitting at full blaze power in that particular map.
On that regard, Sunset does play a lot like Ascent, so if you're really good on Ascent and if you have a proper idea of how to play Bind as well, it's a very easy map to play out. But Ascent's going to be our first map, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be jumping on down over towards the agent selection to see exactly what the teams are going to be picking up. Just as I say, that Clove has a high probability of getting shown up here, but Kel'Thuzad not really opting for it. That's a bit of a surprise. Are they going to be going for a very basic combination? Yep, they are. Previously, Team Resonance, they did run the Clove and a double controller setup, but this time around, no, that's not going to be the case. They're going in for something a lot more traditional, and I understand why. They get the fact that DUPG could be the reason why they lose here, and unless they go for their strengths or possibly a composition that allows them to gather a lot of information early and stop rushes, they're going to be in a very tough spot.
Exactly. They don't want to take the risk at this particular point because they're way too far into the tournament to actually go ahead and experiment. Now they have to stick with what's working. And I think being here, making sure that they're going with the pick makes them somewhere a little more confident with how this is going to pan out. DUPG is taking their own sweet time, but I'm pretty sure it is going to be a killjoy, and that's how this is going to unfold. It's the same exact lineup from both the sides. And when it happens, Ascent is one of the maps where you cannot completely rely on individual brilliance. So I think currently DUPG holds the upper hand on it.
is for certain. Overall, though, DUPG, in a way, are going to be really good at Ascent, but I'm not going to be counting out Team Resonance out anytime soon. Team Resonance, though, is not a squad that really relies on very fast execution-heavy plays, which the members of DUPG are kind of known for. They're explosive, they love to take their entries, they know how to set up NDTK as well for the best possible entries that can guarantee towards kills, but Zephy's on that same boat. His teammates know how to set him up. They know for a fact that he will be that superstar that enables them to get in towards that side. I'm hoping that both squads know how important it is to make sure this Jet can at least guarantee one kill as they enter the site. Otherwise, whichever side that they are going to be ending up upon, it's going to be tough. This round now underway. A-Star opting for a Sheriff on the Sova, possibly looking for a couple of wild bangs here with this particular gun. For Resonance, simple takes on their end. Teams, they're prepping up and getting ready. But in my opinion, Ahana, with the lineup being pretty much mirrored, it could be an even game.
Could very well be. It will definitely depend on how well they are able to execute with this particular lineup and how many surprise moves they are able to come up with. Because in the end, we all know what exactly happens in the map of Ascent. It's all about being able to catch each other off guard, which is going to give you the upper edge in multiple rounds. I mean, yes, you could always have a better set of skills, but considering that both of them have made it this far into the tournament after fighting teams, I think it's very, very close to each other when it comes to the overall skill, right?
They are, but one will always be better than the other. That's always the story now, isn't it? A bit of early utility, jump through, and B2K's not gonna get spotted just yet. Zephy's gonna be able to find a kill and get himself out spot 3. Running towards the side, Hellboy's gonna be able to take down one more. That's a good couple of kills coming in from the side of Resonance. Zephy fighting for a bit more than he can chew, and he was not careful for it, but Leonard's gonna be immediately coming in for the backup. A double kill for him, and now Disease. It's all up to him to maybe pull off a miracle. Fragment forcing him out down to 7 HP, swing out from the other side, as they do have the timing. Leonin, he's not going to be risking anything. Knows that the spike is his arsenal. Swing through from the opposite end. A headshot, possibly. Nope. Lucia's not even going to try to take him. 1-0 as Team Resonance. The B-side hold was phenomenal. They didn't give away the space. They continued to take the fight as a team.
Resonance done their homework. They've done their homework so well. They know DUPG is interested in fast hits. DUPG is interested in just quickly executing. They don't want to wait. They don't want to take their time. And for exactly that, they had built up the exact trap that's gonna, like, absorb the players of DUPG into it. Very quickly, you could see the numbers fall down for them. And well, once you're up against multiple players and you're just alone, there's not much that can be done. I loved the use of Killjoy abilities in the first round.
Grounded.
Good shot, Zephy.
Wow.
And he's not going to be able to do much here either. Outlaw. Such a dangerous weapon. Just because he can use that one bullet and he can immediately go in for the second peek. Doesn't really have to worry about much. The weaknesses of a weapon with the scope being completely nullified in the hands of Zephy. The flicks just do connect. Zephy, the man, is not going to miss a single shot. One more opportunity, possibly presenting himself as Disease. Wants to maybe find the cheeky kill here. Opening is his. Not going to be able to find the kill, but does get a ding. Zephy down to low HP. Doesn't really go for the swing out just yet. Has the angle and needs to hold it. If he's able to survive with this outlaw moving forward into the following round, Ahana, that is a huge weapon to have, because considering that there are some buys of a Sheriff, a lot of the enemies will have half armor in the following.
True that. It's going to be crucial to go ahead and save this weapon. However, there's not much that he has to worry about. He can always lean back on his teammates to recover it and bring it back for him.
Spike down.
It was just cool the way he got his first few frags. I mean, he's got 4 for this particular round. I mean, yes, there is weaponry difference, sure. But the dude is crisp.
Absolutely. This is what you call a young talent in his own element here.
I thought
the shots, yeah.
I thought A-Star was the one person who had the opportunity to actually, shut Zephy down because he was coming from an angle which was not very clearly visible from his scoped outlaw. But it still just worked out.
It always does, especially for twitchy players like him. Well, though, they still have to worry about the utility that is raining down on top of them. And remember what I said, there's going to be a lot of half armor buys coming in from the members of DUPG. Plus, with them taking chip damage, Outlaw's gonna hurt. That's the first kill. And Batman, with the half armor, he's not going to be the one to survive.
Right here.
Opportunity in present. Lucia's just going to need to hold here. Aldron does spot out the Outlaw. And this is an instant rotation. They are not going to be risking this fight. If they take this duel, they're walking into a trap. Rotations coming in from the members of DUPG, but they're rotating into a site where the Omen plus the KO are still holding. Their hold will be quite potent, considering the KO has the flashes ready and the Paranoia has still not been utilized.
Exactly, and look at the quick rotation that has come in from the side of Zephy. He's ready for the fight. He knows that the players have relocated themselves. And he just brought his Outlaw to stand guard at the tree area. I'm liking...
Yikes, killed Azad.
Alright.
30 seconds left.
Yep. Losing the Omen got a hurt, but you have the numbers advantage. So it's not as difficult. Wait, the advantage has been nullified already.
Spike down A.
The 2v2 retake scenario.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Just being caught out in every regard here. Disease and Lucia. They're the last two players remaining for this fight. So on the lurk up, 30 seconds left on the recon bolt. He can't really even use this. Time not in his arsenal. Maybe jumping on towards the double box could be the thing that helps him here. He needs to bait out a timing. He's looking for it. He's not going to be able to make it though. He misses the shot. And it's going to be Disease who gets the better angle for him. Lucia, I like the idea. He tried to jump on top of the generator, but his plan didn't really work because he didn't take his parkour essence properly.
Yep. I mean, you and I both know how Disease is when it comes to the end game when he's the last one remaining. He has way too many brain games remaining for him to play out. And well, he did exactly that. Stayed at a very unexpected position. Even I would hope that you would find the person under heaven. So did Residents. But well. Being at a completely unexpected position, DUPG was able to take that round for themselves. However, it wasn't a very beautiful one. It was one where they invested quite a lot of money. And even after that, weren't able to actually go ahead and secure any of their weapons. They've lost almost every single one except for the one on Disease. So, not the best outcome, but a good enough one.
Being smart here is one thing, but Renby got a good angle to play around with here. Resonance, they still have ample amounts of buys, so not really the worst of rounds for them, considering that last one was a full-on bonus for Yonan. Spotting out two here, both initiators now being taken into consideration, and that is ginormous. As Kel'Thuzad, he's gonna be able to catch out Hybrid as well. That's your smokes now completely gone before the sidekick even starts.
Oh,
Hellboy giving away his position a little bit too early, not really the best of spots that you want to be in. Lucia needs the kill, he's not gonna be able to get it. And poor old Disease, sorry, not Disease, Hellboy is gonna get swarmed out in the process too. Resonance, they needed those early frags,
Spike
but
planted.
losing out on it would be a pretty significant disadvantage. The operator possibly could bear a little bit of fruit here if they're able to gain one kill. No real peaks being given, but Zephy fast on the trigger, but Disease is just better with the spam. Over towards the side, Leonin. He has too many angles that he needs to clear. 2-2 as DUPG. They take down the young talent and also his entire team. Team Resonance. Back to the drawing board for this one. How do you want to play this eco? And do you have a game plan to try and stop DUPG from winning out these buy rounds?
Exactly. There's going to be yet another round where it's not going to be possible for Resonance to actually go ahead and invest in as many weapons as they would like, or as good weapons, if I might say. Yet another opportunity for DUPG to actually go ahead and capitalize on their weaponry advantage. And I mean, yes, Resonance is doing good, but a lot of that weight is being carried by Zephy alone. If DUPG is able to shut him down, it's almost done for.
Envy's looking quite good here too.
Oh, he got his Blade Storm
Entries-
online already.
Yep. The Blade Storm's gonna be able to find a little bit of value early on, but even then, he's low on HP, but A-Star is still able to find some value. Zeppy's gonna be able to shut down one more though.
Last player standing.
Taking it over to a 1v3. It's Lucia with just a classic, not really much that he can do up against Envy. A 4K for the man, the myth, the legend. As DUPG and its superstar are really starting to heat up.
Well, now that they've warmed all up, they might just have a better opportunity. However, they have to be super careful of the Odin coming in from the side of Lucia this round. That's been a dangerous weapon on a map like Ascent, and we've always seen it bring in a lot of value. Being in the hands of Sova, it's just adding to the overall situation because then you have the recon dart to actually feed you information and then go forward with it. However, being on the attacking side, you would have the opportunity to actually just swap sides and go to a different side completely. Zephy will be the hindrance then though, because he's in mid, making sure he gets the shot, and that too on Envy. That's a lot of value.
That's a huge pickoff. Now they don't have a strong entry anymore over towards the side. They need to take their time for a lot of these executions. Zephy deals a tiny little bit of damage with the wallbangs.
You should
Working
run.
out for him in that regard. Killjoy, attacker side of lockdown, now going out.
Bomb grenade out.
But with a little bit of a gap being presented over towards the back of side, no one's really wanting to play it. Ultimate is perfect! Possibly catching out Zephy. If he dies here, that would have been a horrible turn of events. But with the spam now coming through and a fragment to try to delay the defenders from making this push happen. Shock darts do rain in, but A-Star is not going to be able to find a lot of a pickup here. Zephy, inside of the smoke, has the opportunity to possibly go in for a kill. Peek out, Paranoia is perfect, delaying the defenders even longer here. This is a 5v4 retake, but they need to wait until the smokes are completely balanced. A-Star missed his opportunity. Could have been a kill over towards Zephy, but he's given a second chance at Lion. Fragment comes in beautifully. Leonard's gonna be able to find the catch. Hybrid does get a kill over towards Zephy. Disease, positions down. He does get traded out. 3 versus 2, swing out. 3 versus 1 instead. It's all up to Batman. The Dark Knight wants to break some bones, but he gets his ones broken instead. Time though of the essence. They should be able to get an ample amounts of time, I would say, at the end of the day. As members of Resonance, they get the opportunity. The retake going in was beautiful.
Recalling my bot.
This was quite a heavy round for the side of DUPG. They committed multiple ultimates and still got themselves in a position where they weren't able to win the round. Not only that, they were in a very good position. They were actually in a place where they could have turned this around. However, not being able to delay the push further and being slightly unaware of the push coming in from the defender spawn side put them in a position where they lost players early on. If they did not, in the post-plan scenario, lose disease, I think they had a much better opportunity of standing their ground. There was very little HP on about 2 players of Resonance. This could have been a good round for them. Well, it is what it is. Oh no.
Ouch.
Oh wow. That gotta hurt.
Yeah, that is risky. Zephy tried to do this twice. Trying to peek out through the smoke, maybe get a kill and get out. Man wanted to be a smoke criminal, but instead got executed in the process. What's here though? Has the Odin in hand and can hold down the angle. DUPG, they're trying to maybe bait out a couple of rotations before they opt to go in for this execution, but none of the members of Resonance are really buying it. Paranoia comes through, beautifully done. Doesn't break the recon bolt in time, but he's not spotted at the bare minimum, so that is perfect. All drone, giving even more info. Flash comes through, maybe give them a tiny bit of space. The Molotovs are perfect. The defenders can no longer even take the swing. Lucia's inside of the site completely alone. This is going to be a tough call. It's all up to Peltazar to maybe give Lucia a bit more space to play around with so that he can at least survive on the back of side for even longer. 30 seconds left on the clock. The Odin needs to find a kill, but Envy from the triple box is going to be able to jump up and catch Lucia's head. Site now completely opened in. And the members of DUPG have free entry. But the post one, not going to be that simple, but maybe Envy with an Odin is what they actually need.
Let's see how this turns around. Currently, Lionel does find himself a frag, but the positioning of Hybrid is going to
shots,
be pretty,
MVP.
pretty interesting. And we had to find one, right? Had to find at least one. We got 3 instead. The last round, I am mesmerized by the way the timing was got from the side of DUPG. Hybrid as well as Disease just did amazing work. The way they timed their utilities was beautiful. Kel'Thuzad could have actually gone towards market and found multiple frags, but the moment he was about to push, the dark cover showed up at the perfect timing. And so happened with Disease's Nano Swarm towards the entry from Defender Spawn. Beautifully done by these two. The way they timed their moves was just amazing.
Yikes. Kel'Thuzad, just worry a little bit here. How this playing plan's gonna work out. Zeppi really spotted in, but somehow Kel'Thuzad's gonna be able to live. He's down towards the underside of health. He does die out right at the very end though, and poor old Zeppi, just a Marshall, still hasn't really been able to find the frag that he wants here. Opts for a little bit of spam, but that's all that he's gonna be able to get. Zeppi catches out NV2K straight through the smoke before it even dissipated. Good first kill from the side, but in for a push. Tree door still not broken, and I question what the game plan is here. The members of Resonance, they're trying to maybe find one cheek kill and a couple of exit frags, but an exit frag in these type of positions, I don't believe they're gonna be able to do it. Always gonna be good for one, but that I think is more than enough. It's already over. But A-Star, be biting a bit more than he can chew here in the spray coming in from the Allfather. Is all that is a requirement. 3 to 5 as DUPG. They're gonna be able to take another one.
Exactly what I was saying. You don't try to take your exit frags when you know there's a Sova with an Odin right there, looking towards your direction. They should have walked out when they had the opportunity, just as you mentioned. They didn't need to be greedy for one more, but they tried, and well, A-Star got both of them.
It's a very powerful weapon for one reason. You can just keep shooting and hold down an angle. Yep. Less of a paper thin thing and more of how well this one gun can just hold space. No other weapon can do that on a similar level to an Odin. But
the amount of fear it creates.
Yeah, true. And it's a lot of chaos. But Envy, he's trying to create chaos of his own. Wow. With his own dying breath, gonna be able to find a little bit more value. A-Star with the Allfather, spraying it down as Disease. Given an opportunity, finds a kill through the smoke, possibly another as Disease. His aim does not shake. It's Hellboy.
Hellboy has the turret up there.
Yep. And play a little bit here, but I don't think he's gonna be given an opportunity to survive.
Yeah, not much that can be done. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, Star, we see what you did there. Goodness gracious, this guy. No mercy at all.
It's a game of Valorant, what do you expect? This is normally how it's gonna go.
True that. True that. Well, the way the game started, it seemed like Resonance was going to dominate this particular map, but now DUPG has literally mounted themselves to double the points than Resonance has. You're saying?
Yikes! Envy! How are you alive? He's still kicking. Good ult coming in from Lucia to maybe deal a tiny bit of damage over towards the attackers, but the side entry already done. Zephy's breaking out door, but gun in his hand. Is this a possible rotation coming in from the side of DUPG? Yep. They have the entirety of the B side under their arsenal because of the lurk coming in from Disease. With B under control, the members of DUPG, they have an option to possibly play through mid if they want to, but instead, they're going towards B main, playing for a full-scale post-one situation. But Zeppi has the angle, and he's not going to be giving this up for free. Good for the first kill, taking it over to a 3v3. And the possibilities of this round being a win for them has gone up tenfold.
Well, with the positions already known to A-Star, I don't think much can be done here. There he goes. Gets what he can, and well, the final goal of getting more rounds is already there for the side of DUPG. A couple more first half. What's your expectation of the scoreline being at the end of this? I think it's going for a complete 9-3. There's no room that's given to Resonance anymore since the beginning.
One enemy remaining.
Resonance does have a buy now though, so I want to see them be a little bit more aggressive in their approach. Possibly send out Zephy out on a kill mission, possibly find 2 more players, gain some early information first, because Residents are lacking info. And that's one of their biggest weaknesses. For now though, this fast rush, working wonders for them here early on. Zenvi, already in deep towards market. He's going to be utilizing the smoke on mid to his own advantage. Kel'Thuzad though, good for the 1 kill over towards Disease, so the rotation no longer being on the card. Septi though, completely caught off guard. Just get caught out. Now, it's a little bit of a reset coming in from both teams. A 1-for-1 trade from either side, but for DUPG, it's about establishing map control. They are poking their way in towards A, and a beautiful ult comes in through a star. Should be able to get the kill, but Leonid's gonna be able to hop his way out. Kel'Thuzad, good for another one. This one player is looking to try to clutch out this round for his team.
Spike planted.
Well, however, in this post-plan scenario with the null command already in action, I think it's going to be slightly more difficult for the side of Resonance to go ahead and get this round for themselves. And they might just want to, wait this out till it's actually a chance for them to actually attack. Lockdown is in place, but it's... Oh! A-Star trying to shut the lockdown down, but failed at that. Hellboy getting fragged after frags. This might be an easy one for the side of Resonance, and it is.
Question why there was use of the Hunter Spirit knowing that your opponent has a lockdown ready for you. And you know that they have the lockdown, then why are you playing from inside of the side instead of opting for a more of a rotation towards mid and playing from mid side instead? Little problem here and there coming in from the members of DUPG. I think that with the moments of excitement that they are getting, they're forgetting about the amount of utility that could be waiting for them on the opposite side. But regardless of that, 4-7 is the scoreline. Possibility of a 4-8 could be on the cards for them. But with Zephy now back on this operator, he's going to be a menace to society.
True that, and on the other side, Envy is running with a Stinger, which is not going to be as useful, but he does have his ultimate online. He's already in the courtyard. Oh no. Oh no. There it is. A beautiful start for the side of Resonance.
I like that Zephy was expecting that as well. Listen, he has that sixth sense that a lot of players don't have. Understanding the play and just being able to predict it beautifully. Resonance. Having that in your arsenal can be a big game changer. Disease though, operator in hand to maybe try to fish out 1 kill as soon as the smoke fades. One small misstep and DUPG, they could just have the advantage.
Standing ahead.
30 seconds.
In this current situation, Disease getting that track does put them in a comfortable situation. But I'm still not seeing a lot for the side of DUPG just yet. It's a 1v2 and the spike is not in control.
Yeah, poor old A-Star's not going to be able to do much either. Paranoia comes through and immediately just breaks him down. 5-7, ladies and gentlemen. Team Resonance, they have gotten a very respectable scoreline before moving over to their own attacking side. But Ahana, this attack side will not be that simple whatsoever. Because we've talked about this in the past as well, that Ascent favors the defensive side a lot more, especially considering the playstyle that DUPG have under their belt. DUPG likes to play aggressive, they like to establish early map control. So if this is the exact same playstyle that they will be employing here, I do not know how Resonance are going to be able to make this one. It's a very standard setup coming in from the pistol round with a possible They execute with the Omen playing outside of A to maybe fish out a kill or two from the over-aggressive defenders. But DUPG, they don't really make plans like that. They play a lot more towards the mid side, and they focus on mid presence over any of the extremities, which I personally love because having control of mid gives you a general idea of where your opponents are going.
Through that. Let's see if Resonance is going to be able to find anything. A-Star already in a very good position, finds his frag, but there was nobody present to take the refrag from him. Hybrid was slightly busy trying to go in with the dark cover. In the meantime, there was good trade-off coming in from the side of DUPG as well. So, well, I think an advantage that could have been created there just got nullified too soon.
Eltazadzil is going to be good for one more for himself. Yeah, with the rundown. DUPG surviving here. Zephy holding down the line. Oh, it's all up to Envy. Envy needs to guarantee himself at least a kill here for his team to go in for a possible retake. Positions are better. Envy missing out on all of his shots. Mind games being played. Play Zephy here. 6 to 7 is a guarantee. It's Disease needs to face off against his own arch nemesis, the turret. Takes a slight little bit of damage. Down over to this 1v3. There's a good possibility. Jump towards the corner, but Hellboy's not going to give him that. 6 to 7, ladies and gentlemen. A good round comes through. The members of Team Resonance.
Resonance has complete opportunity to go ahead and level the grounds right now. They have a weaponry advantage, an economical advantage as well moving forward. And the opportunity to actually go ahead for yet another round in their favor. This could change things for them. They have to be on point. I think the way they lost the second to last round on the first half is the reason they're in this position right now. That could have been a beautifully won round for themselves, but they just had to extend a little bit more than they needed.
Enemy mark.
This is going to be good for another fight too. We have not yet spotted out the player that is in towards the mid side. Lucia able to shut down 2, and you gotta love the way that the Spectres work out here. Batman's gonna be able to shut down 1 more. Envy towards the corner, now being swarmed by multiple players. Lucia with the Spectres just better. 7 to 7. It's DUPG. Now they have their own buy round to play with, but what's the answer? What's the retaliation and what's the game plan that they have to try and stop these aggressive moves from being showcased? You can tell that DUPG, they love to take fights, and they need to use this to their best capabilities here in this particular round. Flashes are ready, you know what to expect. Utilize a lot of the very creative kill flashes that the community has made. The amount of pushes that you can do as a jet, you can almost guarantee a kill if you have a slight bit of information. And I love these early defaults too coming in from the members of Team Resonance. They are establishing good mid control, good mid presence, plus they're able to completely nullify any sort of aggressive play that is being made from short. It's this type of a different play that allows them to go in for movements like this. But the Resonance,
I'm just seeing
to make
way
an
too
entry
much
over
domination
towards the
on. Yeah, and the way they're dominating on the area, they just have way too much control on the map. Right now, for DUPG to even rotate properly is going to be slightly a task. And the 2 only players that are already in Site B also are planning to move out for some reason. I don't know if I completely buy this. I think the move from Resonance is towards Site B. Yep. There they are.
Down B.
The way they cut off noise as well was just perfect. Disease looking for another fight here. Be able to find a little bit more value. Nano Swarm could be a problem, but Hellboy not really giving them much of an opportunity to try and shut him down just yet. But he's low on HP, plus he's the one holding down the spike. Hybrid does spot out the last, so they have information that both players are in on towards market. And Pac-Man comes in for the 1 tap and a swing. 7 to 8 is DUPG on their buy rounds. They look to be unstoppable. But their defense needs to be an ironclad wall that they need to build up even further. Unless they are able to do that, This following round with both teams having even buys should be the thing that's favoring Resonance with their momentum that they've been carrying forward for the last couple of rounds.
They do got to make sure that they're not letting go of the lead so often. Because, like, yeah, you're coming back to level grounds, but you got to make sure that the numbers stay in your favor for once. Oh no, oh no, Envy
That
way
is
too
a
far into
very
enemy territory.
interesting entry.
I don't think that was needed at all.
Spike down mid.
I mean, it's fine. It's a
Why
one-for-one
would
trade,
enemy
but
do that?
I
No.
like the idea, but it was a very creative entry. I have never seen anyone do that.
That's true. That's true. But it was also kind of like not looking before leaping or gliding in his matter.
I'll just say that it's a good plan, but a horrible execution.
Yes.
That's what Envy is.
I'll
Like, I
agree with
like
you on
DUPG
that.
for that reason. They are constantly going in for very unconventional plays. And that's why this team
True
is
that. It's fun to watch.
in every regard. Yeah, that's Batman though. He has been getting information with the spike being lost out towards mid. Look at the positioning of the attackers. They've completely swarmed out towards the mid side. But the
30
defenders
seconds left.
gave a perfect high and low setup holding from A short. From lane, that's the information that Disease is going to be able to feed to his teammates. It's all up to Disease to maybe find an opening here. One kill is a requirement.
One
I don't think
enemy
Disease is
remaining.
going to get spotted just yet. Hybrid's going to be able to find two. A beautiful straight chance for the double. Disease takes out the last. Hold on to the spike was gorgeous. And Lucia, maybe going alone with the spike wasn't the best of ideas. Yeah, I understand that your teammates had to deal with Envy going in for a willy-nilly aggressive play. But it seems as though that one play coming in from Envy was one of the main reasons why they were able to win.
True that. And being able to replicate that over and over is slightly difficult, is what I would say if it was anyone other than Envy. With Envy, I think that's doable. However, this time around, Hybrid, look at
Revealing
that.
area.
He has more frags than Envy does. Envy is not being set up as beautifully as he used to be in earlier
Right here.
matches. Do you think that?
To an extent, yes, but at the same time, Ascent can be very unpredictable.
True that. True that.
We don't know what to expect on all regards, and with A-Star now having an Odin back in his hand, it's an even bigger problem in my opinion. 79, yes, but in Resonance, looking to be in the best of spots here. They need to find a little bit of an opening to try and even break through in towards the side. They have the weaker weapons, which is one of the biggest problems. Zeppi has a Blade Storm, but he needs a setup coming in from Leonin. Flash looks to be ready. Gonna be throwing it out in just a second here. Door's broken. Knife use, no flash. They're gonna be able to dash through. Good kill coming in from Zeppi. The angle was
Wow.
perfect.
30
His
seconds
patience
left.
was rewarded. Disease. Find a little bit of an opening on this
Oh, no.
court. It's down to 360
Spike
HP, 2
planted.
bullets away from
He's
being dead.
cornered.
Kel'Thuzad in towards the back. He needs to find the kill, and he's gonna be able to do so. And Kel'Thuzad, a beautiful play, completely wraps around his opposition, and they're able to shut it down too. The one time they didn't play through mid is where the members of Resonance, they were able to take advantage of it. Beautiful round indeed. DUPG, you can finally understand why mid control is so crucial. As soon as they lost it, they were swarmed on every side.
True that. Now it looks a lot like a cat and mouse race. The moment DUPG gets around, there's a retaliation coming in from the side of Resonance, both trying to just chase that number and finding out which one gets there first. But so far, DUPG hasn't given the lead away to Resonance just yet, and Resonance is slowly and steadily adapting to the way DUPG plays. So I think it's not going to be a long story before they're able to get themselves a round lead. In this particular round, there's a lot of mid control already taken by the players of Resonance, and if it's given away that easy, do you think it's going to be slightly more problematic? I'm not seeing the kind of presence I would expect on mid from Envy.
He doesn't really have the weapon to do it in this round, so I understand where he's going from.
That's
But
true.
with just a stinger in hand, he is relying on Hybrid to be the first line of contact. As soon as Hybrid's going to be able to get it, this will be perfect. Leonin waiting for the knife. Doesn't really want to use it first. Opt for the flash, but Zephy's going to be the one to get caught by it instead.
Well done.
Hybrid in a little bit of a back seat here. Mess ups on either side, but Leonin, regardless, is going to be able to find value. Envy with the jump down. They want to shut down the other, but Hellboy instantaneous on the trade. Disease for another. That's all up to the Sova. A-star to maybe bring it back for DUPG again. 1v2. You've seen this man clutch out on rounds before. He has a weapon to do so as well, so that's big. Phantom. Perfect for him as Kel'Thuzad playing it risky. Needs to worry about a little bit more. Takes a lot of damage in the process. Still is 3 bullets away from dead, so not the end of the world. Needs to work his way in. 15 seconds.
So that he does have the time to fight it off.
Nah, he can't.
Oh. As a caster, it happens to us all the time, doesn't it? Aggressive, that wherever there's just one single person remaining, the moment they die, we're like, oh.
Spike down A.
We start having way too many expectations from the solo survivor.
Hey, we have seen A-star do it in the past round. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt
That's
that
true.
there is a good chance he can clutch it out, but he felt a little bit lost considering the amount of information, considering the lack of information.
drop.
But with the Omen running towards main, the optimum position that the Killjoy can play towards is of course going to be under hell for the perfect crossfire. Regardless, under pressure everyone does make mistakes, but for NB2K, that's not a mistake, that's a kill instead. He got the double there. That would have been perfect, but Zephy, reactions were perfect coming out from him. An important kill coming in from A-star. He misses the opportunity, and Zephy's going to be the one to shut him down instead. 4v3 on the map. This does not look good for the side of DUPG. They need to get an answer quick. One more kill is a requirement, and Kel'Thuzad could just be giving it away. That's your smoke gone. And the entry is not even close to happening.
One suppressed.
Even after being in a situation like that, the way DUPG has been able to fortify themselves is kind of commendable. And look at the amount of information that is being collected by DUPG players towards Site A. They have gone so far out, gather that information, that now they know it's all up to Disease to make sure that no
30
plant
seconds
happens on Site B. Good use of the ultimate as well from the side of DUPG. Hybrid has been able to relocate himself near Disease. And now if it goes to a Site A plant, it will have to be a retake because there's no other presence other than the KO.
10 seconds left.
I don't like this here.
Spike planted.
Batman, the back. He's Zephy, who does find a kill over under one. Still at 28
You should
HP and
run.
playing this aggressively. Man knows what to expect.
Oh, no.
Gives away his position, but he's still able to find the frag. Disease did not have his gun ready for this fight. He is going to pay the price for it with his own life. A little bit of a lag spike. But for Batman, that's not going to be a problem.
Last player
Swings
standing.
out. He's going to be able to find his double. Looks for the
Wow.
last. He knows what to expect. The timing, it needs to be him. And he does not expect Zephy over towards the back. The guy with only 28 HP comes in for the big clutch. Prodigy in
There
the
was a little
making.
bit of a miscommunication, don't you think?
Slightly, but
I mean, if Batman had an idea of what all happened, how Disease was lost, maybe he could have been more aware of Zephy being on the backline.
there was a chance. There was a chance. But
Anyways.
Zephy did a pretty good job, though,
Yeah.
at completely masking his presence. He got that kill onto the Killjoy, and he did not make a sound after that. So he could be either towards heaven, or even on the back, or wrapping towards, wrapping through from tree. It could be either or.
True.
Zephy's been playing a
Exactly. And in a
phenomenal game.
position
27
like that,
kills.
true that. But in a position like that, if you have an awareness that the person could be either at tree or up in the up in heaven area, you might want to keep yourself concealed from at least one angles. It would have been a much better position if Batman had been trying to defuse the spike from behind the generator. Like if he had his angle from the tree side covered already, then all he had to check was heaven while he was diffusing. I mean, I don't know, it's easier said than done. And also that was a very panicky situation to begin with. But yeah, I feel like that just sounds like the more efficient thing to do.
True. You never know
So
what to
Resonance has
expect,
the lead
really.
now.
True.
Mm-hmm.
10-9,
Exactly.
and for the first
Ascent,
time,
even after
Resonance are
being a map like that. Yeah.
gone.
No, I was just saying that Ascent being a map which is like so defaulty, where you know exactly what agents are going to be picked and everything, you can still not know what to expect from the opposite team.
That will be the case. But for Team Resonance, a little bit of a technical pause to just try to reset everything down and fix out a couple of the problems that they're facing. Zephy, though, this guy's been a real treat to watch in every turn. We've been hyping up this player for a very particular reason. He, just as I said, prodigy in the making, working wonders for the team in every regard. But for DUPG, Envy's been having a pretty quiet game, I would say. He's been doing well. He has been getting the impact frags, but not to the similar level of a player like Zephy. Zephy doesn't really have a lot of resources being put into him either, and he's still able to frag out this much. He's working the map in a way that Envy just cannot do it. And I want to see Envy be a little bit more reliant on his own gameplay and game sense capabilities. He's allowing a lot of the plays to be dictated by his initiators, but as you can tell, unless we
Yes.
see some initiative towards the opposite side, to the extremities of the map. Mid is very important, yes, but I do believe that holding mid will be a slight bit of a better plan for the Killjoy. Disease can just place one turret towards the mid corridor, towards switch, sorry, that can watch mid and main at the same time. That should be enough to go in for a proper hold. While Envy uses the operator that he's able to fish up in the following round, or maybe even a Vandal, to start pushing towards Ling, maybe towards B main, even an aggressive rush towards A. That didn't work out last time around, but it gave them the space that they needed for a couple of kills. I want to see that instead of the very slow approach that they're going in for here.
True that. I would definitely want to see WG get back into their own element and not just, let the situation dictate how things are going to go. Instead, just be themselves and play their natural game. In either case, it is definitely a difficult one for both the teams. And as we were talking earlier as well, this is where it gets decided whether or not you get to even contend for the biggest prize pool out there. Everyone is trying their best. But look at Zephy. He has 27 frags himself. Nobody has even touched 20 so far. The second highest is Zephy with 16, which is like a huge difference. There's like a 9 kill difference between them. Zephy is doing magic.
Pause. Being taken off. Double digits on the cards for the members of Team Resonance, where they're going to try to end this off as quickly as they possibly can here. Altazad in the back, looking for a duel. He's going to be able to find two.
Wow.
Beautiful angles coming in from Kel'Thuzad. Same. Working wonders for him. Blade Bearer making sure cause problems to his opposition. DUPG. They do find one kill as a consolation prize. They're going to be able to find the second two. Disease. It's a little bit of a pickup. But that's all that he's going to be able to find. At the end, Hybrid. Good for the angle, but take a duel here and being able to win will be a tough call. Paranoia. Perfect towards the double side. Shock darts raining in. Just discourage him from even going in for a swing just yet. Aziz needs to be the one who opens things up for his team. Walk out from the side of Heaven. He's looking to get a kill over towards Lianen. Two players over towards the bottom side. Lianen spots out the Killjoy. Flash through from the opposite side. The smoke is going to be able to give some space. But Lucia, he doesn't even care about it. Takes a two-piece for his entire team. 11-9 as DUPG. They could just be the ones to lose here. The team that we've been hyping up constantly for this entire tournament.
Yep.
If they lose out on Ascent, this will be a huge blow to their morale moving into Lotus.
True that. However, this is about time when DUPG is gonna have good enough weaponry in hand to actually go ahead with it. But I'm still loving the way Resonance is retaliating to DUPG, and I'm also seeing DUPG make those, small little mistakes. I don't know what's really happening to them, but they do seem like they're gonna be in a lot of trouble here. The first frag has already been taken out from the side of DUPG, and we has been able to shut down Zephy, and that's a crucial one. But still, it's not a done deal just yet. I like the fortification on site B.
Really much of an opportunity though. More of a reset now going through as disease. In the front side of mid, this is what I was really expecting coming out from the team. Early information that could be gathered towards B main. They're using the turret. And that'll allow them to go in for instant rotations. Once been spotted, that's going to be the instantaneous pickup. The Killjoy utility now no longer being in any form of use. This is a beautiful execute coming in from the members of Team Resonance. They're able to doubly key their way in towards the site for free. With that, 5v4 retake will be initiated. That's completely fine. Killjoy Lockdown, not really the most useful of tools just yet, but maybe with Batman popping a null command, they're going to be able to make this execute.
Might. Very well might. Hybrid coming in with a frag of his own, and I think now they're in a position where they won't even need that. But wait a second. Lionel! He's running berserks onto the team of DUPG. Wow.
Scanning ahead.
Win condition taken away.
Hunter's Fury. Lucia just got a 3-man Hunter's Fury, Hana. He just lined up 3 people straight through one goal. And that's what gave Leonin this opportunity. The man just needed to hit body shots at that point. 80 damage given, and he was pretty much presented those kills on a silver platter. He just needed to gobble them up. 12-9 as Team Resonance.
Exactly.
And synergy is just insane.
Let's go.
They're not individually
2
talented
ultimates
players
being
anymore.
committed.
They're a
Exactly, and
unit.
2 ultimates being committed from the side of DUPG and still not giving them the opportunity to fight off the match point. Now it doesn't seem like DUPG even has a good grounding to actually go into this particular round. It just seems like a done deal, to be honest.
There's a good chance for that. Zenvi. And towards the back. Seems to be working out well. It's Hellboy. In a good position. A-star though. Getting caught off in a bad position. Yikes. They're not going to be able to stop the swarm from coming in towards them. B-side once again opened up, but it's a 3v3 retake now. Hybrid. Also be trying to fish out a kill. He's not going to be able to do much in towards this fight. Envy as well, taking a back seat. Lucia with the 4K
Never
coming
mind.
through strong.
Attackers
Team
win.
Resonance, they're able to take this victory. And good God, was their momentum unstoppable right at the very end. Resonance, this fight was theirs to win. And Ascent is their playground.
We gotta... Exactly. We gotta stop saying that Ascent is more defensive, favored, because on the attacking right, both teams did a great job for themselves. But yeah, I mean, the first 3 rounds going to Resonance, and then the scoreline going to 3-7. After that, I felt like there's just nothing more that Resonance can do, because they started with 2-1, they ended with 3-7. I was like, this is lost cause, but then the momentum just started rolling in for them with a snowball effect. They were able to carry the game all the way to 13-9, giving only 2 rounds to DUPG in the process. Beautifully. That's how we see comebacks. You were saying we haven't seen many so far.
Yeah. It started off very rough for the side of Team Resonance, but as the team just kept on playing, their momentum got better. And this is something that's rare for a lot of rosters. what we normally see is teams start off really well, but they slow down right at the very end and they're not really able to finish off games. But for the side of Team Resonance, that's the completely opposite case. They start off slow, but they start to ramp up their pacing so far moving on down the line. Jumping on over into the scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be able to paint this picture even better for you. Looking at the overall kills of each and every player and also their ACS. I am astounded by how well Zephy played. 6 first bloods, 347 ACS, 28 kills to his name. And I have to say that Lucio is probably the most unsung hero of this entire team. This guy got 11 kills, but those 11 kills probably was the main reason they won almost 6 to 8 of their games.
True that.
I can guarantee
he has
that
been the powerhouse for the team. Exactly. The way Lucia played, he was actually able to clutch multiple rounds for the team and from positions which were very hard to, come back from. So, I mean, yeah, you're completely right in mentioning him as the unsung hero for this particular match. I did expect a little more from the side of Hellboy though. That's one place where I wish I could see more because being the Killjoy, I think you have a lot more flexibility to actually go ahead and cause a lot more chaos. Didn't see that really happening. But yeah, on the attacking side, it was really very well dominated from the side of DUPG Esports. But yeah, from the way Team Resonance played, I think it's not going to be a very clear victory, very clear name that we can already take. It's going to be a very close match the way they're playing.
For now, jumping on down over towards the MVP, it's of course going to be Zephy. The man's got 28 kills. Lucia, though, in my opinion, Lucia, though, if you're not considering all of the kills, all the clutches, all the headshots, is my MVP because of how much damage he was able to do and set up his team for a lot of the frags. A lot of people are going to be looking at Zephy. Yeah, young talent, prodigy, he's good with his aim, he's going to be hitting shots, but that experience that Lucia brought down to the table to guide Zephy to those kills made him the MVP of this match. This guy knows what to do when the going gets tough. You saw it as well, right? He played off of the space being given by Batman beautifully and then opted to go in for the clutch even when he had only 28 HP to his. He knows what to do when he does not have any utility that he can bring down to the table. He opts to go in for the lurk, come in late, and make sure his team is going to be able to capitalize. It's stuff like this, the small details that makes a prodigy a prodigy. Zephy, rising up to the occasion, is able to find all of this. Moving on forward, though, when you head over to the map of Lotus, I want to see the exact same thing. He will be shifted over towards the Raze, but I arguably say that his Raze is even more dangerous than his.
Well, that makes me scared for Team DUPG because if you have a very strong Raze on the map of Lotus, it's definitely one of the biggest strong points for you to actually go ahead with. I think a lot revolves around Raze and Omen when it comes to the map of Lotus. The way they are able to control site C and the way they're able to actually function around it is pretty amazing. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely want to see how that turns out for these teams.
Yep. But for now, we're going to be setting on down the map of Lotus for you, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to be heading on down over into a very short little break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a lot more action. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with map number 2 for the AMD Presents Flipkart Back to College Cup Season 1, powered by ASRock, Acer, W Black, and Portronics. It is going to be the second game of this best of 3 extravaganza for the deciders to see exactly which team is going to be the one to make it over towards the grand finals matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, map number 1 was an incredible showing coming in from the side of the Presidents. They defied all of our expectations with Zephy dropping 27 frags, and in my opinion, Lucia being the best player that he could have possibly been in that particular matchup. The amount of damage that he was able to deal, the utility use was just spot on, and he set up his team for guaranteed victory for the map of Ascent. Will he be able to do the same though on the map of Lotus, which is a lot more reliant on proper map control? Team play coordination and synergy will be a must-have as they're going to be playing this map. Hannah, I want your two.
I mean, the way they've been playing aggressive, I think that Resonance will still have a very strong hold on the map of Ascent as well. And the way they've been moving forward, I feel like that Lotus is going to be one of the places where they're going to be able to go around quite more easily, because again, this map does give you way too much area to, go across all the time. However, when it comes to actually being a completely well-functioning team, even though Ascent did show us that the team Resonance was able to go ahead and help each other out the best way, I think there was more 2 to 3 player dependency in that team. While if you talk about team DUPG, you actually see all 5 of them being able to just go ahead and provide each other the support that's required. So I think DUPG has a chance of making a comeback on Lotus, but I still don't want to be saying it out loud just yet, because you never know. Things are surprising today. We had DUPG in our favors for the last one as well. Didn't work out.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, I would say, for the members of DUPG to come back
Yes.
from the loss that they did face. Ascent possibly one of their best maps being reduced to something like this, they are not going to be happy. Kel'Thuzad, though, opting for the Clove in this scenario without the Omen. Now, this will be quite an interesting pickup if he has opting for something like this. I personally don't like the idea of having a Clove on Lotus because that paranoia that Omen provides is so beneficial for a lot of the aggressive takes that he could go in for. But maybe the aggressive potential that Kel'Thuzad has with his raw mechanical skills will be on showcase a lot more if he's playing that Clove. But utility is just the name of the game here on this particular map. And to not have it, it's going to be a little bit of a change up, though, as Deadlock's going to be the thing that gets picked up. Now, that is something that we have not seen in a very long time, ladies and gentlemen. Almost not ever. In the region of India, Deadlock
Yeah,
is now a character that gets picked.
exactly. I mean, I have seen Deadlock plays very, very rarely at all to begin with, and then going back into the map of Lotus, I've hardly seen that happen. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Kel'Thuzad's Clove pick is definitely going to be supported by the Viper. However, that does not still go to the point of actually, replacing an Omen. But yeah, more than Clove, I'm surprised with the pick of Deadlock. Like, if you ask me, in my opinion, I find Deadlock to be one of the least useful agents.
I mean, to an extent, yes, but on Lotus, she has her strengths. I have seen this in rank 2 that Deadlock is possibly the most underrated when you think about it overall. So you need a second Sentinel to really cover up her bases. But the fact that they are running a double Sentinel composition, the defensive side will be close to him. I am telling you this outright right here, right now, that they are not going to be able to enter a side that they're holding. Deadlock is that powerful on this particular map. Yeah, her trap setups are just gorgeous in every regard. And if she's able to utilize her utility in proper synchronization with the Killjoy, they can guarantee at least 2 kills. I'm telling you this much. I have coached a team right in the past, and one of them was a diehard Deadlock player. The amount of strategies that I have witnessed from that squad has made me a Deadlock fan, and I'm hoping that a lot more other teams start to realize how strong she can be if given the opportunity. But it seems as though Envy trying to go for a little bit of a slide out. He does find a kill, but actually traded 1-for-1 for both sides. The team residents, I think they're more than happy with the trade because the Rays no longer being present from the opponents and not being able to utilize their paint shells to go in for an easy entry, especially on a pistol round, would be what they needed to guarantee a win here.
The way this game is unfolding, it seems like Zephy and Envy are just against each other, trying to give each other the run for the money. And Zephy is coming out on top most times. Lucia again in a very, very amazing position to be able to hold people off. I like how A-Star has made his way in, but again, being caught off guard. Difficult situations. Batman's still trying to hold the ground for DUPG, but I don't think there's much that can be done anymore.
One enemy remaining.
Oh no, the sound's given away.
Bot coming back.
Run through footsteps is going to be the thing that causes him to die, and Hellboy in a good position, but he turns around in the worst possible time, but he still has the better timing. Lionel! He's got to expect it. And with only 22 HP up against a Classic, you're not going to be able to do much. One body shot and he's dead. And Residents, with the early aggressive play that they went for, really just being able to help out. And look at Zephy. The man doesn't even give a reaction. He wasn't even surprised that the Race was on top of him. Calm and collected in all regards. Zephy, the young gun of the team, seems to be the one that is the least twitchy when it comes down to his reactions.
True that. Oh, this is a good start for the side of Resonance. I think being on the defensive side, being able to collect as many rounds as you want towards as you can towards Lotus is something that any team wants, because again, being on the attacking side, you have a little more flexibility on controlling the pace and the side. So I think this is going good for the side of Resonance so far.
One enemy
Lucia
remaining.
stays alive and Zephy gets 3.
Painful. Painful for DUPG. Just one single player remaining alongside his turret. That's the story of every Killjoy, isn't it? But I see it happening more in defensive sides, being left alone with the turret.
Hey, the turret's the 6th man. You should never be alone with that. Zeffy getting a 4K here. Anna, it's not the fact that Zeffy got a 4K and we're amazed by it. I'm even more scared because he's one away from the showstopper. If they go for early aggressive A control and they feed the orb to him and then send him straight over towards the C side, that's a guaranteed side hole. There is no way that the attackers are going to be able to make their way through. Another thing that I don't really understand is why DUPG went in for a double sentinel setup when they have to start off on the attacking side, and having a breach as that solo initiator, it's even bigger of a question mark. DUPG, they probably switched out their lineup at the very last second. I do not know how they're going to be the ones to make it work.
Exactly. I mean, it's good to have a foresight, but being in a position where you're giving more weightage to your second half is not really the best thing for any team walking into a game of Valorant. You want to make sure that you have the dominance in the first half itself so that there's little left to do on the second. But anyways, they made their choice and they're going to have to live with it. This time around, though, they're trying side C, and it's just a matter of a little bit of time. Soon enough, I think there is going to be scaling up done from the side of Resonance, pushing showstopper forward.
That is beautiful. Look at the orb. The damage. No, he did not die. The breach is at literal 1 HP. He's going to be able to survive for a little while longer. Zeffy needs to get out of position. He's going to be able to break out the door, though, which is a necessity if he wants to get himself out after using the showstopper. Opportunity yet to be presented as the rotations come through. The turret spots out the first. Batman's going to be able to find the kill, though, instead. As the rotations, the 4 players making their way from inside of the site. Zeffy has the showstopper. Good for the 1 kill, and he's going to be able to get out. And the teammates are just present and ready to go in for the entry. Hellboy's going to be able to find the big cat. Zeffy's still somehow alive, distracting all of the players. And Hellboy comes in to capitalize on that distraction. You know, it's Resonance. They're holding their defense strong.
They are, they sure are, and they're not giving a lot of room for DUPG to actually go ahead and capitalize on it. A very important timeout for this side of DUPG. I do think they need to rethink how they're going to actually make good use of this deadlock pick that they've gone forward with, because I don't think that it's helping them in their current playstyle.
It's tough. The attack side for deadlock is probably one of the weakest ones. And if you want to utilize the deadlock on the attack side, you need to constantly just feed her orbs. She needs to be the one who gets her ultimate on light first. One good ult, based upon the information, if you had a fade in your team, not a breach, then it is useful. I don't know what the composition synergy is going to look like. On the defense, yeah, I can see it, but on the attack, it will be a lot more lackluster. You need a couple of deadlock lineups as well to go in for proper setups. The wall from the deadlock is strong, but you also need to have a general idea of how it's going to be playing out. A-Star, there's a lot of shoes that you need to fill here. The size be a little bit too big for you.
Exactly. And I mean, the way this game is going on, if there is not instant adjustment from the side of DUPG to actually make sure that they're going to be able to find some value with the deadlock in the attacking half, if the scoreline goes anywhere near 8 for the side of Resonance in the first half, there is no stopping them. It might just become a 2-0. That's going to be very hard for DUPG to make that comeback after 8-4. So they need to be very careful on how they move forward with this. Caution is going to be the key.
They're waiting here for this. Kel'Thuzad again with the pixel angles. This guy loves to play situations like this. Little bit of a spam. Lucy's gonna be able to find the first catch. That's a beautiful kill. And that's almost guaranteed in every round. Batman has been playing towards mid quite often, but Lucia, I don't like this. I love your aim, but him still being able to capitalize. Leland's gonna be in the back to make sure his teammate does not die in vain. 4-0, ladies and gentlemen. This is just a gameplay coming in from the members of Resonance. Look at this guy. The spray actually connects. Wait. No. Ahra, do you know the saddest thing?
Yeah.
Take a guess. He was shooting at the deadlock, and the other 2 players died on the
Yeah,
right.
she didn't take damage. Yeah. I know, right? I know. It was so sad. Yeah. We're laughing now, but that's not the case for DUPG. They really have to pick this up.
Fortunate situations in all regard. But a good nightfall coming through to try and stop out the attackers.
Way too much.
Full scale execute, but Lucia maybe
Spike
utilizing the
planted.
nightfall a little bit too early because his teammates were nowhere near the site to try and go for a full scale retake. No real utility now being in hand for them to try to go for this fight. Zadvi in his own little bit of a corner needs to worry about the fights that aren't going to be coming in towards them. It is a 5v5 retake, but for the defenders, they don't have enough utility to break their way in just yet. The Star is still over towards the corner. Hellboy's going to be good for the first, and those are all the kills just piling up over towards the floor. Defi's going to be the one to possibly find one more, but Disease asks on the readjustment and his movement will hear him out. 4-1 as DUPG, they find the answer. But I do believe it's because of a complete misplay from Lucia. He needed to use that Nightfall when his team was ready to go in for the re-execute. But instead, he popped it as soon as they were trying to get in towards the site, and there was no aggression to try and stop them from taking it.
True that. I do believe that Lucia somewhere was also concerned with the fact that once the site control was already taken by DUPG, they could actually seal off one entry point completely using Deadlock's abilities, and that could just put them in a position where it's harder to get in than take the fights. However, it was still not a justified use of the ultimate. That's a very powerful ultimate, gives you way too much information to work with, and committing it at a position where that information just becomes useless for you is not the best way to go forward. However, it's still a very good position for Resonance. They can still try and gather their pieces for this fight. Let's see how it's going to turn out. Kill is out very, very proactive in this approach.
Play this one smart as Kel'Thuzad. His position's not really known, but still Envy's gonna be able to find the kill. Over towards the first! Hellboy! All the way from down under, he's gonna be able to shut down multiple. A 3k for Hellboy, making sure that his team will have the best opportunity for this retake.
It's a 2v3. There's definitely ultimates available for the side of DUPG, and they are going to be able to use it if they need. But I don't think they're going to want to commit anything just yet because it's looking pretty decent for them. Let's see.
Still waiting.
Okay, committing that culture lockdown would have been the best plan for them. Can be hard. You can already tell a little bit of value being given. Disease's position's already known. One from the sidelines. Batman did miss the shot. Spotted out the last player. Pulls in for the knife. But the shorty doesn't give the value, but Lucia does instead. 5-1 as Team Resonance going for a full-scale retake here. Beautifully done.
Push a button.
I was expecting the future lockdown to come out a lot more earlier. If the lockdown did come down, that would force the hand of the defenders a lot more earlier and not allow them to go in for this proper execute. Good God, Hellboy.
Exactly, but here's the thing that I agree with you on the point about lockdown, but here's the thing that I feel is happening for the side of DUPG. They did not expect the result on the last map, the way it went, and the kind of resistance that's coming in from the side of Resonance. And somewhere they're being slightly more cautious with actually committing to their ultimates, being slightly more, economical about it, and in that missing out the windows of opportunity where they can actually capitalize it. That's what I feel. What do you think?
My ult's ready.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that. But being cautious is one thing, but not utilizing at all on rounds that you need to win is another. Think about it, Anna. This round was very crucial for them economically. Now they don't really have a strong enough buy moving forward into the following round. Yeah, they can buy here, but what's going to happen in the forward one? It's the small details like this that will hold them back. They do have a Killjoy lockdown now, though, to go in for a proper execute, but even then, where do they want to use it? I don't see a clear game plan in their positioning. As you can tell, they're still trying to feel out the map of Lotus, and they've already lost out on 5 rounds.
True that. Plus, they do not have a lot of information or area control so far. They haven't even entered, and I'm scared for anyone who peeks first. Zephy is ready. He misses though, but there's a lot of damage on Envy right now. Surviving on just 5 HP. They're all pushed away. Rightsy already modified by Hellboy.
Out of charges. 30 seconds left. Barrier deployed. You should run.
Good position.
Now that's gonna keep Hellboy away for a while. Everyone is gonna have to enter from the defending spawn side.
Spikes down. Placing swarm grenade.
We're making this rotation out. Envy, they're going in for the push, and I love to see this. Kel'Thuzad, he's not gonna be ready for this as soon as this smoke fades. This is not gonna be looking that good for them. Envy, low on HP, has only 5. And Kel'Thuzad's gonna use it to his opportunity. Gets the movement speed coming in. The flow ability. Now they're gonna be able to rush their way forward. One more towards the spotted side, and that's a full 5-man retake. Disease still very much alive here, but he cannot go in for the spam. Gets the angle, but with the halfway defuse already done, they need to worry about it. But Lucio not opting to go in for the fight, tries to go in for the defuse instead. 5-2 was Disease. He gets the clutch done. And his Sentinel Blood still working beautifully.
Very well executed from the side of DUPG. I mean, this could have literally been a round that was going in the favor of Resonance. The way they were playing, it was very obvious that they're gonna take this win. But then they started losing numbers eventually and putting DUPG in a position where they could actually just go ahead and spam their way through. Beautifully executed from the side of Disease. Again,
Another thing that could have been done is the Clove could have just placed a smoke on the bomb. I don't know why.
True.
They tried to rush this. They had ample amounts of time. They could have just waited for the smoke to come online from Kel'Thuzad first. I think the rounds are really getting in their head. The adrenaline is pumping a little bit too hard.
yeah.
Themselves down soon because these
Seems very
rounds are
much
getting
like
out of
it.
hand.
They are. I like the position on Zephy. He's going to be able to find one. He does. And good enough control as well. Falls back right after it. Lucia is aware. And he's going to call in for support right there. There's going to be a sandwich situation now. If anyone comes in, there's a good crossfire towards site C. They will have to be pushed towards site A now if they want to continue.
Shot Kel'Thuzad.
Oh, nicely done.
One more. Position's better. He actually finds a headshot over onto one. Pops the ultimate one more time. Maybe looking for the kill. He's gonna be able to swing out and catch enemy instead. He's able to find the double. Kel'Thuzad with a 3K and just a sheriff in his hand. This Clove is on a rampage. Looking for
30
even
seconds
more.
left.
Doesn't really have the HP to make this one happen, but he has the smoke instead. One more from the swing out, and it's gonna be Hellboy. Keeps his buddy safe. 6-2 as Kel'Thuzad. Plague Bearer.
I cannot believe
Sure
what
as
we just
will
see
is it.
happen.
It's just the raw mechanical skill from Kel'Thuzad, Ahana. The treat to watch.
I know, right? I've not seen as much value on, Resurrection ever before. He comes back to life, and then he just goes on his rampage, continues the number of kills that he's already, stacking up for himself. Beautifully done. I wasn't seeing a lot of, value on why Probe instead of any other good smoker like Omen. I can see that.
Ah, yes.
The ultimate is definitely helping the team. That's us jinxing players.
Normal day of us hyping up a player, 2 seconds later they're just dead. Overconfidence does cause you to take duels that you really should not. You know though, we don't want to try and hold down over towards the side. Position's better. For now, Lionel just needs to try to survive. There's a massive push coming into him. I don't think he's gonna be ready. And from the opposite end too, Batman.
Oh,
and the cat
sad
and
for
Lucia.
Lionel.
And spot out one, the swing through, but the movement coming in for Batman was just better. Zephy needs to worry about the multiple that are going to be trying to swing in towards him now. Omen, position's already known. One for the good kill, but Zephy has too many targets that he needs to shoot. A beautiful round indeed coming in from either side. As Hellboy goes for the one kill, but he needs to worry about the multiple others that are coming in towards him. Two from the left, and two from the right and one from the left. And directional sense is completely gone. And so is Hellboy's life. 63 is DUPG. They're able to get this round on a thrifty, plus they didn't have to utilize any ultimates. Now they have 3 big ults to go in for proper executions. C side could be theirs, but also A side is ripe for the picking because they have the deadlock ult plus the rolling thunder.
Yep. Deadlock and Breach together can definitely make sure that they have their hit on either side, whether it's side C or side A. Side B is still going to be something that I wouldn't recommend for any team at all to begin with. But yeah, if you're into that, go for it. No issue. However, from the side of Resonance as well, there are two key ultimates that can actually help them recover after a lost sight. I think with Lockdown and Viper Split, you can actually have a lot more plays set up for yourself. So there's definitely a good resistance that they can build up. You gotta be careful though. Oh, that's damage. That's huge damage.
Spike planted.
Expected damage too. As soon as Envy popped that ultimate, he went in for a manhunt. Well, the players just were not expecting it. Two ults already being utilized by DUPG to win for this Oven fight. Another opportunity should present itself. Zeppi not able to make the entry. They need to go and try here. Timing. Not get theirs. One kill, pretty much a requirement. Envy's not gonna give it away. Lucia's gonna be able to find one, but Leonin completely caught off guard. Now it's all up to Lucia to do something big, but these ults not really necessary. The kill comes through, but they used all three A-star. I think he accidentally pressed the button. That is bad. This was a
so
very
sad.
expensive round. They won the round, but at what cost, Ada?
Oh goodness. This is a lot of payment that you've made for winning one single round. This is just sad. But well, in any case, the scoreline is coming closer together, and I think that's what we wanted. That's what we like to see. I'd already said if Resonance reaches the point of 8 rounds or more, they're gonna be super dangerous, and now is the time for DUPG to actually change that. A single round for them in this half is impossible for Resonance to reach the point of 8, so let's see if DUPG is gonna be able to create that for themselves. I think that's way too much utility being dumped in the beginning itself, that too for a site you're not gonna commit to.
Trying to bait it out, but these baits have not been best for them.
Listening.
Zeppi though, with just a ghost in hand, and that's a big investment again. The Nightfall being utilized so early before his team is even ready to go in for an execution. I don't like this. Lucia not opting to go in for the best level of utility from this, but I guess that is fine. Zeppi's kind of stuck on an island. He can't even get out anymore. Hellboy needs to be the one to maybe find an opening for his buddy.
No surprise.
A little bit of a catch, but with Batman having the angle, Zeppi's not going to be able to do much. Hellboy good for one kill with the Sheriff, but that's pretty much all that he's going to be able to find. Still, 4 players very much alive. Goes towards the corner. Hellboy. Second, the Sheriff that he's able to sing. It's gorgeous, but disease. Way better with the Vandal. The spray connects. And that's a
Last
big ultimate.
round
Once
before the
again,
switch.
he used way too early for no apparent reason.
To that, and I believe we might be looking towards a complete equalizer in the first half. There's important ultimates already on the side of PUBG. However, there's gonna be a showstopper being prepared for the side of Resonance as well soon enough. That's gonna be again one that can be hurtful. I don't know. It seems like PUBG might just be able to equalize the scoreline. They seem to have regained the lost confidence.
A lot of it too. For DUPG, winning out on rounds like this is not the only thing. You could do so much more. Jeez, has the proper angle, and the flashes are just
So
beautiful. They
proactive
were
for no
expecting
reason.
this. Lucia, he needed to use one more prowler to maybe make a change and a difference here.
You should run.
Kel'Thuzad swinging back in towards the angle was the biggest danger.
Recalling my bot.
He died in the process because he wanted to find one more frag to equalize things for his team, but that is not how it's gonna work.
Bot coming back.
Full reposition coming in from
Yeah.
both Controller and the Sentinel here. Resonance. And now going down. No real ultimates in hand other than into the shadows for the attackers. It's the last round, so Hellboy,
I
what's the
think
game
they're
plan?
gonna
How do you
commit their
want to use
lockdown
this
as
lock?
well.
Yeah, they
No
will.
escape.
What are you gonna do with it? Star?
One enemy
Going
remaining.
for the push, and he's gotta be able to find both. Never mind, A-Star. Beautiful angle clear.
Switching sides. You're
Oh,
all more
goodness.
important than words on a brief.
The way A-Star just marched towards their position the moment the ultimate was committed, he was pretty aware that this is a position where they have only 2 players remaining and they are going to be backing each other up. They are going to be present with each
Over
other.
there.
He did not even wait for his own support to arrive. He was just like, I got this. Went in, got both of them. I was done with the game. 6-6 scoreline that we move into the second half with. Who do you think has a better chance now?
It's a clean slate round, so I'm gonna allow both squads to try and reset themselves first. Pretty much 12 rounds separate which team is gonna be able to win and which team will be the ones to lose. The members of DUPG, this map is very important because their tournament life is on the line. For Resonance, it's to take this map away from them as quickly as they possibly. Push through as Zephy. Cleared out pretty much all the angles, and now it's another reset. They're waiting for DUPG to make some noise to give them information to where they're going to be holding. There's no real answer yet.
I think DUPG is trying to sell a fake on site A. But this is gonna take that away. Spike relocated. With chaos created on site C, there's gonna be an entry towards site A now.
No!
Oh, no.
Batman!
Batman missed so much!
Toxin screen down.
Ouch.
He was the only one who
Dark
could
Knight
have
is no
stopped
longer
this from
rising.
happening.
He's gonna be able to stay alive for a little while longer too. Disease has the paranoia, but that paranoia is not gonna be able to catch much.
Player
A
standing.
beautiful use of utility coming in from Leon, and the Viper spit. Used perfectly, and the shot still connected Leon, and once again, just like he did in the previous first round, he's gonna be able to capitalize on his positioning. His aim, giving him that edge that he requires. The spit was
Resonance
just so
won the
perfect.
last round at such a... I know, right? And Resonance won the last round at such a slim chance. Like, if you add up the HPs of both the surviving players, it still does not go to a double digit. It was 6 HP on one and 3 on the other. They had some blessings with them to actually be able to, survive that. But they did. And I think
That
this
was just
calls for yet
assets.
another round for the side of Resonance with the economic advantage.
Count them out just yet. You never really know what to expect, especially with utility being tossed out like this. See again, taking a good chunk of damage. Hybrid's position already known. That was a dangerous ploy. Leon is going to be able to survive for a little while longer. A-Star is going to be able to shut down another. Batman in a good spot. He's going to need to try to go in for the shutdown. Kelpsad needs this kill to reset himself. Kill comes through. That's the heal. This basically means they can go in for a full-scale push-out. Try to take over the site. They do have a guaranteed plan, but they need a kill or two. Their positions not looking
player
that
standing.
great. As NB
Oh,
is up,
sad.
killed us out on the angle, not really able to take the fight. Now it's all up to the young gun to try and go in for a clutch. A-Star's not going to be able to give in that either. Marshall reigning supreme. As just as he said, they should be the ones to take it, but I didn't believe it for a single second. DUPG, they're known to play these eco rounds beautifully. Their pressure is
True that,
phenomenal.
true that. This just unfolded completely opposite of what anyone would expect considering the advantage in weapons, but that's how it is. That's how this tournament has been. You cannot lean on to anything that you have your mind made up about. Like, anything can change at any time.
There.
I saw A-Star and I saw Ready. I was about to say the Hunter's Fury is ready, and then I realized A-Star is not playing Sova anymore, which is slightly disappointing for me. I love him on a Sova.
Deadlock Ultimate might be good here if you wanted to pop it. So the amount of noise that was
True
coming
that.
outside of him. He's not risking it just yet. He wants to hold on to it. This is an equal round though, mind you. Here comes the ult, and yep, that's a guaranteed grab over onto one of the players. They want to try and save him, they need to come out for it. DUPG, guaranteed 2 kills, and now it's a full-scale reset. They don't need to push anymore. Resonance, they're the ones who need to get onto the site and get the spike point.
Spike down B.
Yet again, DUPG on their marks. It's a 2v5 scenario. I don't think there's much that can be done.
Flawless.
A flawless for the side of DUPG nonetheless.
A beautiful flawless as well. Just look at how they played this. Confidence galore, the envy. This is the envy that we were missing on the map of Ascent.
Yep.
When he is confident and when he is finding frags, PUBG just can't do any wrong. A-Star as well on this deadlock is really proving that the defensive side is where he will really start to shine. The setups are good and his aim really taking hold of this entire game on this defensive game.
Okay, and he does get value from his ultimate, and there's also support from the side of A-Star, putting DUPG in a much advantageous position for this round. Elbow able to deny the flawless, but I think that's all that can be expected from them now. There isn't much that will happen from the side of Resonance. Poor thing, they believe everyone is already rotated. I mean, they're starting to. The timing is correct for the side of Resonance.
We need to find this omen as quickly as possible. There is a little bit of utility over towards the opposite side though, so Disease, they're able to catch the timing when he is not peeking. That would be perfect. On behind the pillar, they're able to see it. They have a free sight entry, but to get a possible clutch here, this is going to be hard. 2v4.
True that.
Utility is still looking good here as NB. Also make this push out through the smoke. The flash has been dodged. It's all up to Leonin to find the kill, but he whiffs the shot. And poor old Hellboy does not have enough HP to try and get this one done. 7-9 is DUPG. They're looking to close out this game and take us to a map number 3. Their early aggression towards the seaside was phenomenal.
True that. True that. The way DUPG has executed this one, the timing that was caught from the players of DUPG. I could have sworn that Disease would be kicking himself after knowing that this is what happened. But I guess in the end, when it turns out all well, there's nothing to complain about. We're not seeing as much of hybrid though. He has only 4 frags in total so far. It's been 16 rounds into the game.
There.
Makes sense. He's more towards side B and nobody's going there to begin with.
There.
Gotta love how this Odin's working out for him too. We start in through the side of mid lane. Beautiful nade.
Oh, no.
Catch out all of the players. Zephy's gonna be able to come in through the back door and finally get the trade. But it's again down over to a 2 versus 3 situation. Not really the most favorable of spots. It's hybrid. In the back. He has utility ready for his team as soon as they want to jump in towards the site. Stunning coming in the next 15 seconds. As it's the waiting game. Spike time now to go through. Flash in hand. Pops out the shoulder. And he's gonna be able to get the kill. It's all up to Zephy again. Pull off a possible miracle. But Hybrid just jumps across. And immediately finds him. 7-10. A sub G. Lots of work out here.
Too little too late for miracles now, I think. With the difference of man count that is being created from the side of DUPG every round and again, I don't think there's a lot that can be done from the side of Resonance anymore. They do have a useful ultimate coming online for them, like being on the attacking side, being able to harness your Viper Spit the right way. You can actually get yourself a lot of advantage. But I don't think they have the confidence to do that anymore.
Seemingly that could be the case, but Eltuzad needs to really start showcasing what he's capable of on this goal. It's been very quiet here on the attack side. Really going in for as many aggressive plays as he's normally known for. I understand why. not been able to do much, but that fear that is instilled in him would be the biggest downfall for him. Calm before the storm for both the rosters here. They are looking to bait out a couple of rotations over towards the C side. A good Killjoy alarm bot early on to try and stop them from going in for this aggressive rush. Until they invested, and a good kill coming in from Hellboy. That's the operator completely taken out. The B side could be theirs if they want to go for the execute. It will be dangerous with Hybrid holding down the line with the breach. One false move, and they're gonna get flashed into oblivion.
They have committed the Viper Spit. They are going to be working with it. But it's still going to be super essential for them to make sure that they have all their ground covered.
No.
Look at that. Through a spam, they lose their Viper.
One enemy remaining.
An ultimate that useful. Still made it turn around though.
There.
But two ultimates for one single round.
Chaos. It's just absolute chaos whenever I look at the members of Resonance. But what I loved was Zephy making a lot of noise over towards the seaside. You saw that Hybrid turned around to try and maybe flash out Zephy as he was running forward into them. That was gorgeous, I would say. Zephy baited out the last bit of utility that could have caused some problems. Yes, it was unfortunate that the Viper did die, but considering the setup that they had, one player towards the inside, one playing close left towards the link towards C, basically guaranteed them rounds. The postman's looking beautiful from Resonance if they're able to get themselves in towards the side. That's one of the biggest problems. It's not that Resonance are bad in their postmans, they're having a horrible time trying to go in for a good execution. They need to rethink their strategy, and if they do want to wait for that first kill, 30 seconds execution might be the name of the game for them.
Let's see if that works out. Well, the side of DUPG is just being super aggressive as you would expect them to be. Goes in, gets the early frag already, keeping a Viper out of the picture. Now there's a commitment of into a lockdown from the side of Resonance just to try and buy more time. Was planned. And look at the fearlessness of Disease.
One enemy remaining.
Just walks and
Lotus
crushes the
Zod.
lockdown.
Absolutely beautiful. Killed the Zod. He played the angle so gorgeously. He dodged out the breach ultimate, then immediately came in for the refrag for Disease. This is the aggressive flow that I remember from the map of Ascent in their previous matchup. This is what I want to see coming up from the guy. Take fights, take duels. You have the aim to do so. Embrace your playstyle. When he's on the Omen, he loves to do stuff like this. He has the paranoia, he has the teleports, he wants to play those mind games. But he has been playing a little bit too safe here for situations where Resonance just didn't have the firepower to make these site entries work out. Now that Hiltuzad stepping up to the table, it's a completely different team. DUPG, possibility of a pause could be good here for them, but this double take is gorgeous. A star looking for the fight. Envy with the swing. They're gonna be able to take down multiple, but Hiltuzad's not gonna let this one happen. Towards the right, they have to worry about a lot more. It's Hiltuzad low on HP, but he's still gonna be able to live. But with the defender side, the Killjoy lockdown still being on the cards, they need to take him out quickly, or the site execute needs to turn into an extension. Oh, the timing!
Oh, quickly done.
They're both walking in! And Hybrid still finds a kill.
Down B. Last player standing.
Not again. Not again. Now it's a 1v2. Doesn't look good. This is going to be a crossfire sandwich situation.
Spike planted.
DUPG so close to winning yet so far, with the way Resonance is resisting those rounds being stacked up for the side.
Player standing. Spike planted.
For now.
In this, Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. It seems as though my microphone was muted and I did not notice. DUPG, they're going to be the ones who are at the top of it all. They have a lot of utility and big ultimates to try and hold down the side too. So Resonance, not looking that good on that regard here. No game plan just yet. For them, the map of Lotus has not been panning out that well. They've been being read like an open book, and the early aggressive plays being made by DUPG has been in perfect synchronization. With good reads like this, you need to bait out utility first before you commit to any angle. Another big reset now opting to come through. All already utilized by the Killjoy. Deadlock. As the execute comes in towards the seaside, Zephy has a good angle to play with, but with the defender Killjoy lockdown present too, he needs to break it as soon as possible, and the kill and the nade landing perfectly. That's the lockdown no longer in the fight. Wait a minute! The lockdown was not broken! What just happened?
The lockdown survives and Killzar is in danger. Look at the diffusal.
Oh, that is sad.
This round-
That is so sad.
Match point.
This round was not what Resonance expected it to be, and now they are at the point of almost losing it all. All the advantage that they created in the first map nullified if DUPG is able to secure this. And well, mind you, it was 13-9 scoreline in the last map as well.
Satchel out.
Yikes.
Satchel out.
That's gotta hurt. Resonance. They've lost on a round that they were guaranteed to win. Zephy trying to do something big here, but look at the spring transfers coming in from NV2K. And the early aggressive plays, they're just gonna keep on going, and they do not want to stop. 3 players remaining. As Lucia, his position is already revealed. It's on the opposite side of this wall, but with so many players already gone, how do you try to even come on back from this? Deltazad going back in towards the grave. A-Star being able to find the last. It's all up to Hellboy with only 31 HP to try and go in for a clutch up against 4 players of DUPG who still have utility under their belt. Good luck, my
I
boy.
don't think that's
You're
possible
gonna need
at all.
it. Not in
Yeah, this is done for. This is already done for.
Go and meet your mate.
There it is.
Defenders win.
This was a tough game indeed for the members of Resonance here. They were just being read like an open book. Doesn't matter where they went. DUPG just knew how to go in for their own execute. You can tell even in the last round, they pushed so far in that poor old Zephy just couldn't get any form of backup. It's not that Zephy was going in a little bit too early. All of these other players were being isolated because of the utility being thrown. Yeah, I do understand that maybe you could have held back Zephy a little while, try to stop him from going into these type of positions, but even then, it would have been hard. Zephy's always that first line of contact that the team needs to go in for openings, but Zephy was just not given the resources to do something like this. And I do believe that this is a problem with a single initiator. Lucia not being as close as you would have expected. They need Lucia to invest a lot more utility into positions where Zephy can really find kills. They're saving that utility for executes, and I understand that, but if you don't have the proper map control, or if you're not able to sell your fakes properly, what's the use of having these types of utility for an execution when you're losing out on your players this early? They needed to trade utility, and you could tell that the members of Resonance just got overwhelmed by what was thrown in towards them.
True that. Completely agree with you on that. And I feel somewhere, specifically when DUPG went into the defensive side, you could actually see the, deadlock pick actually shine out and go ahead and make sure that there was exactly no point of entry for the team into one particular side every single round. And that just made it very, very difficult for the attacking team to even have as many options as they would like to go ahead and penetrate. So like, Resonance was stuck in multiple positions, and it just seems like DUPG was able to completely feed off of that.
True. DUPG just had a field day at the very end there. Their team being in perfect synchronization with one another, the utility usage was perfect. Envy was... I don't even know what to say about Envy. That guy was hitting clip after clip. Every single one of his spray transfers were dead set perfect, and he didn't miss a single one of them. Headshots were raining supreme from him as well. And A-Star really stepping up to the table when his team needed him the most. Disease, though, on the opposite side too, he was performing even better than I expected at the very end there. And it's the small details like this that gave them such a good opportunity. And I'm really hoping they're going to be able to carry that momentum forward into Sunset, which arguably will be the real test for DUPG, whether they have this close proximity fight playstyle down to them. Lotus, you can tell, is not really as scrimmed out for the members of Team Resonance, and they were very generic in a lot of their playstyles. But Sunset, now that it plays a little bit more like Ascent, a little bit more like Vine, they should have an easier time moving forward.
Exactly. It does seem like because of the way the playstyle of Sunset and Ascent, folds out, it feels like a lot more advantage is going to be towards the side of Resonance for this one. But I think the amount of confidence that DUPG has been able to secure for themselves in this particular map will be carrying forward into the next one as well. And they might just be able to play their natural game, because in Ascent, it's not like Resonance and DUPG had a very big skill difference. They were both doing good. But I felt like DUPG was not able to play in their natural element. They were just being held back a lot, maybe because of their own mental fortitude or whatever. But I think now that they are on the roll and now that their confidence is back, if they are able to constrain it enough to not overextend, they might still be in a position to actually make a reverse comeback for Sunset for themselves. So I'm not going to be calling out any of the names for Sunset so far, because both the teams seem to be very, very on point with their game.
Both the teams are now on a tightrope, right? Because it's either they're going to be able to take this win, or they're going to be the ones to send back home with only 40k in their account. They don't want the third place prize. They want an opportunity to get to that first position. PUBG are even more hungry, I do believe, than the members of Team Resonance, because they were not even given a proper opportunity to fight fair and square with Arevata. So they have that one goal in mind to take this duel to the grand finals, and you can tell that Envy, he was riding the high for all of it. Scoreboard is now going to be in front of your screen, ladies and gentlemen, to see exactly how the storyline has been from the start to the very finish for this map of Lotus. Anna, walk us right through it.
Oh goodness, this one has been quite a run for the side of DUPG. A-Star being the one with 20 frags for himself, and NV18, both the duelists doing exactly what they are supposed to. I think A-Star was playing Deadlock instead. That's gonna be fixed soon enough. Team Resonance, well, the way they've played has been good, but I feel like you would expect a lot more from Viper as well as Fade on a map like this, which is heavily dependent on area control and information that you're supposed to gather all around. Seeing the fact that those two are not the ones with more number of frags and more number of assists, I feel like that somewhere held Team Resonance back. Also, I think there's quite a lot that came in from the game from the side of DUPG Esports, but Clove just did not work out very well.
I don't think it's a factor of the
Kel'Thuzad.
Clove at all. It's more like Lucia just did not have the same level of proficiency on a Fade as he does on a Sova. That's what I feel as though what's happening to
Would
us.
say yes.
Lucia just didn't really use his utility in the way that you would expect coming out from a Fade, especially when you are a single initiator. He was playing the game more as a double initiator instead. As a single initiator, you need to invest your utility. There will be certain situations where you will not have your utility left to go in for a proper side execute. That's when you lean on your two controllers to maybe go in for a possible setup, and that is when you use the utility from the from your own arsenal as a Fade, that you need to guarantee it. You don't use it for fakes at that. The overall game plan that the members of Team Resonance were doing was for a completely different composition compared to what they had. That's a lack of utility really starting to show. Kel'Thuzad did play well, and as we jump on down over towards the MVP, I'm not gonna say that the members of Team Resonance they played it bad, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree. I feel like after the first half, once the momentum started dropping in the side of DUPG, there was a lot of lack of confidence that started showing up from the side of the players of Resonance as well. But yes, A star, a pick that we were both kind of skeptical about. We were wondering why you would pick a deadlock specifically when you're starting on attack and all of that. But they literally made it work so well.
Yeah, this was a surprise pickup that really took us all by surprise, but in a good way. I would say Deadlock kind of put all the members of Team Resonance through the loop as well, as they were not really expecting it to work out this well. A lot of the traps being placed as well, still being active after the Deadlock did die out, really gave them a good opportunity for them to hold on to this. The MVP of the match being A-Star is not really that big of a surprise. The guy hit his shots, he was able to hold down the line. Yeah, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Had to sneeze a little bit there, but as I was saying, for the members of DUPG, it's not that big of a surprise at the end of the day that having this character that has not really been picked up as often pretty much guarantees you a victory at the end of the day. Because your opponents, if they have not really scrimmed against a character like this, they're not going to know the ins and outs of where the setups are going to be, what to expect out of stuff like this. But for now, we're going to be heading on down over into a very short little break, ladies and gentlemen, as game number 3 will get prepped up and ready. Make sure to check the links down below in the description for all of the sales, and we'll be back with the reel shortly with the decider finals to see exactly who's going to be able to make it forward. Don't go anywhere.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
It does All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to AMD Presents Flipkart Back to College. Back to College Cup Season 1, powered by AS Rock, Acer, WD Black, Botronics, and hosted by the Esports Club. We are back once again. Unfortunately, Aggressive had to, go out. Just some emergencies, but he's fine now. And we've seen two of the maps back to back between Team DUPG Esports and Team Resonance. First map on Ascent, it was Team Resonance, and map number 2, it was DUPG Esports who did take the W. So, Ahana, map number 3, it's the deciders, and the winner of it will proceed into the grand finals. So, how are you feeling?
Hello. Well, thank you so much for the warm welcome, Baba Gusta. This is definitely one of the most interesting matches that we're going to be seeing because both the teams are on a do or die situation. Both of them want to make sure that they get themselves into the grand finals. And again, they have come down to the last map. And this is Sunset. It's very similar to the way the Ascent match went. But again, you cannot completely, rely on the fact that it's going to be a resonance map after all. Because again, DUPG has gained the confidence in the second map and they are running with it.
Yeah, I mean, this right now, taking at the look of the final third map, it's going to be an interesting one though, because it's the final one. The winner of this match will go in towards the upper bracket matchup, which is going to be the grand finals of best of 5. So yeah, taking a look at the final map, I would say that the sun is set towards the horizon. I'm pretty sure that the winner will try to get their spot in the grand finals, going up against the team in the upper brackets.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is pretty important for both of the teams because again, every single team from here on is going to be getting some chunk of the prize pool. But if you make it through, you have the ability to contest for the biggest chunk of it by participating in the grand finals, where Team Aravata is already waiting. And Baba, everything has been going completely opposite to what we thought. Like me and Aggressive, when we were on the desk together, first match we thought it was going to be a DUPG game completely because they are a well-oiled machine, work together very well. Did not happen. Resonance took it over. Second match, Resonance started with a blast. We thought Resonance has it all. DUPG had a pick of deadlock, which we did not see any point for, considering that they were starting attack first. But it still turned out to be a DUPG game. Like, you cannot assume anything today. Like, everything is going completely opposite of what a person would think in a normal situation. That just makes today much more fun.
It definitely is, especially like in a game of Valorant, be it if it's a 9-3 in the first half or a 6-6 equalizer. The second half always has a change, right? There's there's always a reset in your economy. There's always a reset on your game plan, which means that when you have a role swap, when you play on defense first, you'll have a different experience, that's for sure. So without any further ado, folks, let's not waste any time and proceed to map number 3, Sunset.
Well, here we are. I have high hopes from the side of Disease because as a Cypher, that man is just on another level. Envy on Phoenix is something I love. My favorite Envy is Envy on Phoenix. So let's see if this is going to be as amazing a game for them as it was on the first day because DUPG was doing amazing in this particular lineup on this particular map.
Looking at Resonance, like once again, interesting. Bringing in the Gecko this time. A good amount of chances to go into the flash. Only for 1 kill, and that is one of the players from the side of Dupe being eliminated. Batman, my God, 2 kills. Lionel will definitely go in for the trade, but Envy with the flash, looking really good. Tries to bring things to a halt, and Disease will be there to eliminate the final one. DUPG Esports, a strong start and a powerful performance from Batman as he secured 2 kills.
Absolutely, absolutely. The way DUPG functions is so amazing. It's like they're all part of the same person and just operating different characters altogether. Because the way they're functioning is in game, it's like they have complete idea of what's gonna happen next, how to repair any damage that's been taken. They're beautiful at that. However, Resonance has been adapting and adjusting pretty quickly as well, and they have the prodigy Zephy on their team. So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out because Resonance definitely has some answer for this particular round in the next one. Oh no.
Strong
They lost
start.
Zephy in the beginning. Yep.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they lost, but they're trying to get some good values out of it. Pressure is too much. A-Star will definitely get one. The weapon advantage is favoring for DUPG Esports, but turns out Resonance is trying to bring things back. Using the power of the smoke, proceeds to get a kill, flashes, and falls back to safety. Now it's a 2v2 equalizer. Resonance have a chance to break the economy from the side of DUPG Esports, and they have some good weaponries from their end too, except from Lionel. Gecko might have a Spectre in his hand. It can have a chance to win this important 1v2 purchase.
To that, the Cypher is alive. And I don't think it's been suspected. Okay, yeah, they were able to find the tripwire, but the moment they shut it off, they have to face Envy. Now both the players have been isolated and it's going to be an easier fight if the commitment is done from the side of DUPG Esports, but it seems like DUPG is going to just stay on retake for this one.
Remaining.
The information being gained is just so much. It's going to be tough to secure this 1v2. Flashes. Definitely not going to work out well, and then we will get the final kill with the Spectre. 2-0. A very expensive round, as I call it, Anna.
Yep. Having been the round where they should have been able to acquire enough weaponry for themselves to actually march forward and be in a bonus, this was a lot of damage that they took. However, I believe that they did not go for full commitment either. Not all of them bought weapons, but I still think they at least lost a couple. Wait a minute. Did they just go in with...
Double Outlaws.
Yeah, that's okay. Nothing I can say at that. I've seen Envy being just completely amazing at the Outlaw. I've seen similar sniper gameplay coming in from the side of A-Star as well. I wasn't completely sure if Batman was going to be able to do the same thing, but he swapped to a Bucky.
It's a really expensive one, and A-Star, surprisingly enough, he secures one. An important one of that too, Anna. Taking out the duelist Zephy is going to bring a lot of damage once they made the execute on the side, because you lost your duelist. Now you only have to rely on a double initiators, in which they'll help in with the flashes, but who's going to go in for the push?
To that, it's slightly, damaging, actually majorly damaging to lose your duelist being on the attacking side at least that early in the game. Gecko is going to be able to blind out our Phoenix, but he loves that spot and has always been able to capitalize there. This one particular spot, I have seen Envy go for as much as 3Ks from here, so I don't know, he's doing good for now as well, and it's literally looking like a flawless coming up.
I mean, the way how Envy is playing right now, utilizing the smokes, utilizing the walls and the hot hands. He's just dodging players one by one. And let's not forget, if you take a look at the scoreboard right now, he's still, he's around 7 kills and 0 deaths. Yeah, there you go, 7 kills from Envy. The man is unstoppable. Already in the pistol rounds, he made major damage. The second round as well with the Spectre. And now with the run it back, high likelihood chances where an aggressive attempt could be made towards the mid side to take out the Omen. That should be their main focus.
That is true. That might very well be what we see. Envy keeps getting his ultimate online very quickly, specifically on a map like this, and he is pretty amazing at being able to execute with it. But look at Batman coming up with his own contribution, getting one frag by gun and other with paint shells, putting it into a 4v2 situation with very little HP on Gecko.
Very low on HP, and Batman will once again get a triple kill, leading to Hellboy in just 18 HP, a stinger in hand. Not a good position to be in. 4-0. DUPG Esports 4 kills for Batman. On a map like Sunset, Resonance, they're yet to make the response. It's going to be a very tough one though. The paint bomb working out from Batman and the shots from the Vandals. And What's more dangerous is that both of the duelist ultimates is still opened up. You still have the showstopper and the run it back. So for Resonance,
True
they
that.
have to play to it accordingly. They still need to worry about their economy because they still have a broken buy. A light armor from Zephy and a bulldog from Lucia.
Exactly. And nonetheless, this is going to be the last round where they're even able to actually go ahead with such kind of buys. They are going to be left with almost nothing in the next one if they lose this as well. So they have to be super careful of how they move forward into this one. It's not looking very optimistic for their side, but they do have the opportunity of utilizing a couple of ultimates that are going to give them way too much information. However, capitalizing on it is going to be a completely different story. On the side of DUPG Esports, though, with the run it back online, I would consider Envy to be the most dangerous person you face.
An immediate shutdown. Lionel is still alive, trying their level best to try to make their entrance towards the site. Unfortunately, they cannot. They have to fall back and hopefully rely on Kel'Thuzad's info. They have good amount of information. They know that the entire A side has been cleaned up. They could provide for post plant. It's all up to Kel'Thuzad to give a lot of time for the team. He secures one. Now, can he find Envy? He hasn't been removed in the round just yet. Still 7 kills, 0 deaths. Envy could pull this round out once again. But the utility is the biggest question here, folks, because DUP, they've used a lot of utilities in the B side. And they make another miracle. Recon for info. Not gonna find anyone. The rest of the players still playing in towards the side. Here comes the flag, but Hellboy through the wall. He secures one. And it's all up to A-Star to win this 1v4 situation, and he will be denied immediately from Hellboy. Resonance Esports finally opening up their account. They will win their first round on attack, round number 5.
Finally, things are looking up for Resonant Esports. But well, from the side of DUPG Esports, I do believe quite a lot of mistakes were committed in this one. There was no reason to actually go in for an individual push when you already had a partner alongside you. Maybe at least keep someone ready for a trade after you if you're going in a situation where you're already lesser in number. But it is what it is, and I think it's not that damaging for DUPG overall, so they're not going to be concerned so much. But as long as they keep playing in their natural element, this is going to go ahead and create an opportunity for revenge matchup tomorrow. Hell, boy, just shutting everyone.
My god, Envy. He was blinded by the Gekko's flash, and yet he ends up with a kill and being traded up in the process. 3v3, here comes Thrash. Can he find its mark? Sees it. Can he catch him? I believe he does. They finally got the side control. They will proceed with post plant. Ample amount of time for Resonant Esports to defend themselves, but it also gives a lot of time for Team DUPG to see that the retake would be theirs.
Well, I don't think a lot of opportunity for that will be built up here. Hellboy does catch the timing right. He'll be able to go for his fourth, and now with very little HP looking for the ace opportunity. Does not get it. Does not get it.
Very close. So close, but it will be Hybrid who secures this clutch. Resonance had everything under control. Like, I have to give it to them. The Thrash definitely did give a lot of time for them to capture the site and end up in a post plant, but it also gave them ample amount of time for DUPG to arrive in the position, corner them one by one, and remove them by the form of crossfire angles. And eventually they did secure it. 5-1, DUPG Esports are still in the lead, and this poses a problem for Resident Esports, Anna, mainly because of their economy.
It's gonna be kind of difficult for the side of Resonance to actually come back into the game. However, DUPG Esports does look like they have quite useful ultimates on their arsenal to actually go ahead and commit to this round, which can actually result in a better result for themselves. And again, this team does not shy away from using the ultimate the moment it is ready, because they're pretty confident in their gameplay and in being able to secure it again. So let's see if that's going to be the scene again. And yeah, look at that. This video already online and with capitalized value on it as well.
I wish I could have seen Envy's perspective, because he just shut down a showstopper raise midair. My god, Envy is just... He's unstoppable at this point. Like, how can you stop this man? 6-1, DUPG. My god, they are looking so unstoppable right now. And here's the thing. Brazils had a they've decided, how about let's just go in for a split push. You know, you had two players from B long, you even had two players gaining control towards mid market. But once they made their push, you had the hot hands from the Phoenix. Once Phoenix heard that there's a showstopper coming in, he exactly predicted where and when the race would be in, and he just predicted it so well that it ended up being their major downfall. And looking at DUPG right now, the amount of aggressiveness that we're looking at is just so chaotic. Resonance Esports are forced with an eco round, and DUPG, they're just taking it to its fullest potential.
look
Sees
at
the info, and A-Star gets it. A third kill from Hybrid. And it's a 2v4 situation. Resonance Esports are losing momentum right now, Anna, and this will be even much more tougher in the next future rounds.
True that, true that.
Enemy remaining.
The kind of information that people from the side of DUPG Esports feed on is just next level. Look at that! Lucia! That was just such a bad call. It is.
Bad timing. Human thought, you know what, there's no way one of the players would be flanking from the back, right? Let me just bunny hop my way out of safety.
Remaining.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's
so
really
sad.
unfortunate to look at, but yeah, it happens.
I hope they're able to look back at it and laugh at some point. Not today, but some point.
Yeah. I mean, it was an eco round. I'll give it to them. But this is really like, what a statement from DUPG.
To that. Look at that. Yet again, Batman just making sure that his team has the knight in the shining armor all the time.
The second
Wow.
kill from Batman. He's just like, both the duelists on map Sunset from DUPG Esports, they are unstoppable at this point.
True that.
Resonance, they're just confused, Anna. Like, what can they do in the situation? Like, is it mainly because it's defender favored, or is it because they're having difficulties dealing with the Phoenix?
I think it's the difficulties dealing with the Phoenix. It's really hard facing Envy when he's playing on the Phoenix. It's just almost next to impossible. And again, in DUPG, there's two duelists and both of them are dueling, so it's kinda hard to get through with it. Look at that. Unshaken by the use of Wingman in that point. Hybrid just goes in, faces the man, gets it done.
Try to find the man, face the wingman.
Nice.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah, in the
Like
end,
your
it's just.
wordplay there.
Thank you. Either way, DUPG Esports, it's 8-1, Anna. At this point, if you take a look at the second half, if this ends up in a 10-1, DUPG Esports, again, apologies, this could cause chaotic. I mean, this would be chaotic. And looking at Batman right now, Judge in hand, denied immediately from the hands of Kel'Thuzad. Good awareness, information will be given from the neural theft. Look at the defenders, they're trying to scramble away, but Hybrid is still alive. He finds two important kills back to the side. Going in for the plant, gets denied from
One
Wingman.
enemy remaining.
Spike's been dropped out, and the man count is still at large from DUPG. The power is just way too much, and the shock dart will definitely confirm it. DUPG
Yeah.
Esports 9-1. This team is unstoppable right now, Anna.
Through that, DUPG is angry. Baba Gusta. DUPG is very angry because yesterday they had an opportunity of winning and getting into the grand finals directly from the upper brackets itself, but they lost it. They had to forfeit because of one player not being able to join back in. And now they are just redeeming themselves for it, and that too with full force. 9-1, that's quite an outstanding scoreline. And after this, I don't think I would blame Resonance if they lose all their confidence.
Game of Valorant, I have to say that it won't. No, they have to be careful at this point.
Monster on the
Good, good choice of the Thrash. That will force the player off from the courtyard. Informations will be given a lot from the Thrash. The amount of damage that's been dealt around from the back side, it's just too painful to watch. Resonance Esports are just dwindling down in numbers. As now it's a 3v2 situation. A good attempt of a flick from Disease, but unfortunately it won't connect. Now there's a chance for Resonance Esports to get this round back, and it's all about Hybrid. 1v1, can he secure it? No, Lionel gets it in just 3 HP remains. Resonance Esports, once again, 9-2. First half, I like a chance where it could end up in a 9-3.
It could. And that would be a better scoreline for the side of Resonance than 10-2 will be. But then again, it's still going to be heavily dominated from the side of DUPG Esports. However, once you move into the second half, all the advantages that DUPG Esports has been running with, which is being on the defensive side, will roll towards the side of Resonance. However, I don't think that's going to make a lot of difference because this is literally one of those points of time where there's not much left to do on the second half for the side of DUPG Esports. What do you think?
I look at NB right now. This is ambitious. Outlaw, information's given. Shot, second,
Wow.
NB. What was that? That was
That was
perfection.
envy being envy. Yep.
My god. Shoots the drone. Sorry, shoots the bot and then the kill headshot. My goodness. Lucia gets this. Lucia also, goes in for the trade too. This time taking out Batman. Oh boy. NV is just unstoppable at this point. Might be able to get a body shot from Kel'Thuzad. No! Kel'Thuzad responds back. What a great shot. Good use of the null command from the KO, which would face a lot of problems. Wait a minute. Omen just decided to use his ult all the way back towards A long, leading to the entire B side
Trying to plan.
at the hands of Team Resonance.
The timing that A-Star got caught by. Oof. 9-3 is the scoreline as it looks. Time to commit the ultimate from the side of DUPG Esports for the Cypher. But he'll have to find a frag before he can. Very close to Lucia. Might be able to find this. But Lucia is completely
Hybrid.
aware. However, he
Trigger
gets
disappeared.
caught from Hybrid. Oh my goodness! The way
What
this
was that
unfolded
from
is
Hybrid?
beautiful.
Patience. It's just so
Are you
good. The
kidding me?
patience was on point. Hybrid. My man. 10-2. And that ends the first half, folks, in the lower bracket finals of the BTC Cup. Look at that shots.
Wait.
Man.
The way the commitment came in from the side of Disease to go ahead and keep on luring everyone towards him, just keep everyone's attention towards him, not peek, just be patient, make sure that everyone's looking at him, he has everybody's attention, and then giving Hybrid the opening to go in for 3 kills in a row without a single flinch. Beautiful. The second half does not look good for the side of Resonance.
That is true. They have to fight hell and back for them to win
Yep.
9 rounds on defense back to back in order to put themselves back on the lead. And they have to win their pistol rounds first.
Careful.
PUBG Esports definitely being on a very huge lead. And the pressure you can see right now in towards mid is definitely going to place a lot of pressures towards Resonance. My god, Batman. Finding the perfect angle to get that headshot. It's definitely going to break the entirety of the positionings from Resonance Esports. A-Star is also here with the classic. He secures it. Gets the upgrade of the Ghost. It's a 2v2 situation. He could proceed with the plant, but he forgot about Hellboy. They desperately needs this pistol win, and eventually they does. Resonance Esports close encounters, but they eventually did recover it. And they have to keep winning it back to back.
Yep, they have to replicate this victory for about 7 more times to even equalize the scoreline with DUPG without making any mistakes. Because right now the positioning of DUPG is such that they can literally feed off of mistakes and find themselves at the winning point of this particular match. We're on the 3rd map, and this is the end of it all. If Resonance does not bring back their game in this, there's nothing that can be done.
Tough situation for Resonance to be in. A great initial pick though from Zephy. That'll at least make sure to reduce a little bit of burden in the second half. They have to be vigilant. If you make one single mistake, then DUPG Esports will definitely take good advantage of it. Zephy once again with the stinger. Can he secure it? Yes.
Spike
Second
down
important
A.
kill. Just have to be patient right now. Flank watch is still being looked at from the
One
Cypher.
enemy remaining.
It's all up to him now. Sheriff's in hand. A great shot from Disease. He needs to find 3 more. Not a lot of HP remains, only 35. Just like that, we will see Team Resonance secure yet another round on defense.
Do that. However, this has been quite a slow start for the side of Team Resonance because generally you would expect Zephy to go completely berserks and be very close to his ultimate. He still has 3 more orbs to go for, which in case of any other race would be an acceptable number. It's not when it's Zephy because Zephy is just so good at it. Anyways, we do see Team DUPG Esports again ready to take the charge towards side B. I'm thinking they're going for a faster hit this time around. And look at that. Slow and steady, they start walking in.
This is a very crucial round. The bonus round is always the round where where Team Resonance, they cannot lose this round. Their bonus round, that's when the previous round you saw them have Guardians and Bulldogs from their end. So they have invested a lot in this weaponry. DUPG, they're just once
not
again
being able to-
they're trying. Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, them not being able to hold on to these weapons will damage their economy beyond repair for the side of Resonance and also place DUPG very close to the series point. So Resonance has to fight tooth and nail not only for the economy but also for the number of rounds. Oh, A-star. It's a crucial one here.
It was a huge risk that Zephy had to take. He had to secure that shot. He missed it, and because of that, there's going to be a lot of punishment that's going to be dealt around from Resonance's end. Post plant, 3v5, DUPG looking very powerful. And they have, Resonance have no other choice but lose this unfortunate round. It's 11-4. 2 rounds for DUPG Esports to proceed into the finals. And this close, Anna, very close.
Enemy remaining.
Yup. They are inching towards victory round after round. And it just seems like they just need 2 more to win. Very close to run it back. Envy is scary. Envy is scary as Phoenix. Envy is scarier as Phoenix with run it back.
I definitely envy him. The amount of shots that he makes is just so powerful to look at. But once again, a rush attempt from DUPG Esports. Already securing the site towards B. They don't have presence towards B long, so Kel'Thuzad have a power place. This power position will be the key for Resonance Esports to secure this important post plant. But look at Disease, all the way towards the mid side, catches the lurk, and now it's all up to Hybrid to secure the one final player. Kel'Thuzad, the lone man in the B side, has no other choice but to fight 3 unknown locations. And unfortunately, won't be able to secure it. 12-4, DUPG Esports. 1 round away of securing the grand final spot, the Flipkart BTC Cup.
Exactly, and look at that. They have quite a good economy on their ultimates as well. They have 2 ready and 2 about to be ready. They're gonna have the Hunter's Fury in 1 single orb, and same can be said for their from the Shadows. While Envy and Batman are already having their ultimates online. It's a similar story for the side of Resonance as well, but I think the impact of ultimates from the side of Resonance is not as strong as that from the side of DUPG.
Yeah, the denials are looking good. Batman's showstopper has been denied indefinitely. So Resonance have a power play here. They also have a showstopper. They could use it. Here comes Rent back. Lucia Pepton ready. Finds one. And he gets the second. No, here comes a crossfire to secure one more showstopper. Not going to find its important mark. And once again, it's Kel'Thuzad. He has no other choice but to cross this 1v4. Neural Theft tries to find the info, but it's still not enough. Hybrid secures the final kill, and just like that, ladies and gentlemen, it will be Team DUPG Esports to secure map number 3 on Sunset. My god, what a performance did we get to witness here from Envy's Phoenix.
Absolutely, absolutely. The way DUPG has played is completely commendable. The scoreline that they ended it with, I mean, it went at least close in the first 2 maps. This was just completely one-sided domination from the side of DUPG Esports. They started this tournament off on online streams with Sunset, and even then, it was a scary Envy that we were surprised by on the first day of the tournament. And look at him continuing all through with the same kind of glory, same kind of, flame around his name. This is beautifully done from the side of DUPG Esports. And I cannot wait to see what they're going to bring to the table tomorrow when they face Airavata, sorry.
Airavata Esports. Currently the team who is in the grand finals right now, and they'll be going up against Team DUPG Esports once again. It was 2-0 that Airavata Esports had secured their grand final spot. I mean, we had the upper bracket finals matchup, right? So this is basically a rematch once again, but instead of a best of 3, this will be a best of 5. So Endurance, they got to be prepped and ready for an important match for the day to determine who would be the champions for the Flipkart BTC Cup. Once again, folks, Flipkart Flipkart Back to College sale is currently live. Go ahead, check out the discounts. Link is in the description down below, and also on the pin chat. Get yourself some good products coming in from Flipkart's end. Let's focus back on the match at hand. What a performance from the Phoenix. My god, there was so much kills being made from this lone Phoenix right there. There was a lot of solo kills being made, and most of the walls and the flashes that he performed just really broke Resonance Esports' teamwork. They got confused. They had no idea what to do with that.
Exactly. And I'm just as impressed by the gameplay coming in from the side of A-Star as well, even though he might not have as many numbers of frags for himself, but he was able to set his team up for victory time and again by being the best Sova that they could ask for in this particular map. You being able to provide all the information, being the initiator, also being able to push the flow of the opponents away from your team is something that A-Star masters it, and he has been able to deliver that so well yet again. Like, we've been seeing it happening since the morning, like since the first match of the day, but this time around it was so much more prominent, so much more significant overall. Cannot take anything away from him either. However, I do want to commend the players of Resonance as well for having tried their best. They continued in a much more diligent way, but it just could not stand in front of, as you mentioned, the Phoenix Envy.
I mean, the whole first half was just an example on how powerful the double duelists are from DUPG Esports. Both Envy and Batman are just getting frags after frags in the early stages of the game, making Team Resonance's defensive hold or even on attack being very difficult for them to deal with. I mean, in the second half, if you're in a 9-3 situation, sure, there's a high likely a chance that Team Resonance could have come back, but you also need to know that the way how the duelists play, you always need to find a counter to it. They bought a counter, and it was none other than KO. Lionel had the KO. He had the exact idea on how to counter it. The null command was on point, but unfortunately, the suppression knife didn't get to have a lot of values from Resonance's end. The main value that got all of it was from the Sova's recon dart. I mean, for the past 2 to 3 rounds, every time when you see A-Star use his recon dart, all 5 players from the side of Team Resonance would be detected immediately. They have the info, they can just corner themselves out, they have control on mid, they have control on A long. Next thing you know, it's just it's just game over for Team Resonance. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Let's see who's the MVP from both the sides.
Well, I don't think it's very difficult to find out. Wait a second, it's not Envy? I thought he was gonna be Envy. It so looked like Envy. But yeah, Batman, yet again, a very astounding player from the side of DUPG Esports, just giving his best as usual.
20 kills, Anna. I believe Batman was usually playing as the opper on defense for around 3 to 4
Yes.
rounds. So more likely that could be the main reason why he's currently the MVP. Envy most of the time Envy was just applying a lot of pressure towards mid, and that definitely kept a lot of problems towards Resonance's end. Zephy, on the other hand, the young gun with a total of 15 kills. Eltuzard, there were a lot of certain moments where he did secure a lot of shutdown kills. There's a lot of good plays being made from Eltuzard's end. But in the end, it was DUPG Esports who will secure the final map and also the spot towards the grand finals. It's going to be an amazing one, Anna. I really can't wait to see what's
Yep.
going to happen.
Exactly. I mean, the way the grand finals is gonna unfold, specifically now that it has become a revenge matchup, I am just so excited. I cannot wait for tomorrow to begin already. But yeah, the way this particular match went was completely one-sided domination, and it's visible on the scoreline as well. However, let nothing fool you. You see 15s and 12s, and you feel like it's a smaller number from the side of Team Resonance. They've done very good. It's just that there weren't enough rounds to begin with. We've played only 17 rounds in total. So those numbers might defy you if you don't look at the overall scoreline altogether. But yeah, the way Batman and Envy are able to support each other and boost each other's performance by being two duelists on the same side is completely amazing, and it worked out really well for them. It did the other days as well, and so did it today.
Yep. And of course, the MVP of the match, Batman, with a total of 20 kills, 3 first kills, and an 18% headshot. Mainly because, when you use the Judge, the Bucky, and sometimes the Satchel charges, the headshot percentage gets reduced a little bit. But when you have a synergic duo like the Batman and Robin, Robin being NV2K, the synergy is unstoppable at this point. Map number 1 and 2 was just heavy, hard-hitting fights from both sides. It was 13 to 9. Resonance definitely did win map number 1 Ascent. On map number 2 Lotus, it was DUPG Esports who secured 13 round wins up against Resonance. And map 3, it was 13 to 4. Unfortunately, Team Resonance couldn't get to give a big fight, mainly because of how dominating Team DUPG Esports were performing at this point. So, man, what an end to third map.
I know, right? I mean, nobody expected that. I thought that it was going to go all the way towards overtimes and stuff, because the way both of these teams were fighting, it was all tooth and nail from both sides. Every single one of them was unwilling to give up, and it just showed so beautifully in the first 2 maps that I felt that's how it's going to end. But I think when it comes to endurance overall, DUPG just has a better chance at it. Firstly, because they have slightly more experience compared to their opponents, Resonance Esports, and also because they have been, grinding this game quite a lot more. In the end, when it comes to endurance, even tomorrow, I think DUPG might have the upper hand. But if Airavata is able to just go ahead and close it off in the first half itself, then there's nothing that can be said about it.
I mean, if you take a look at Airavata Esports' performance in the upper quarter of the entire matchup itself, let's just check out the entire series MVP of the match as well. Let's see who it is. I'm pretty sure it should be NV, or no, it's once again Batman.
Yet again.
The MVP of the series. Would you look at that? 3 matches in total, 52 kills and 23 headshot percentage, with a total of 5 first kills. First kills are always important, and Batman, he definitely did deliver the most impactful plays for this for this team.
That he did. He was a very significant contributor towards victory for the side of DUPG Esports, and that's very well evident on these numbers as well. With 253 ACS and 1.21 KDR, this dude has literally made sure that the team is able to come back from the ashes at all times. Beautifully done, and I'm like super interested in seeing how this performance enhances overnight when you see him go into the finals tomorrow against Eravat.
Talk about Airavata Esports. Man, their performance in the upper bracket is just phew. Like, I have no words. 2-0 up against Sovereign, 2-0 up against Resonance, 2-0 up against DUPG Esports, and they're already in the grand finals. They haven't lost a single map in this season. I know. They are looking unstoppable at this point, but looking at DUPG Esports' performance here in the grand finals, it's a best of 5, which means 5 maps will be played back to back. Yes, breaks will be given, but it's always about endurance, how you counter, how you counter the plays in a map, what kind of maps you get to play it. Once again, let's take a look at the brackets once again. All the matches are completed, folks. Upper brackets is done, lower brackets is done, and now we only have one match to go, folks. It's Team Airavata Esports and versus DUPG.
Yep, that's going to be a BO5. It's the grand finals that's going to happen tomorrow. And this one is going to be the one that we've all been building up to. We've all been waiting for since the beginning of the tournament. The grand finals. The one where we get to see which team is considered the victor of all.
Look in the bracket itself, there are so many great teams coming in from them. So yes, so folks, tomorrow the grand finals for for Team Airavata Esports versus DUPG Esports will happen in 4 p.m. IST tomorrow. So make sure that you're tuned in. Once again, folks, make sure to check out an amazing discounts coming in from Flipkart's Ascent. Link is in the description down below and also on the pinned chat. Get yourself some good products coming in from our end. And I believe we will be taking our leave for today. That's all the matches that we've had. Upper brackets are done. Lower brackets are done. And once again, a huge shout out for AS Rock, Acer, WD Black, Photronics, and also the Esports Club for the sponsorships, and the host, and also Flipkart, AMD. This tournament wouldn't have happened without you guys. And talk about the prize pool itself, Anna. 1 lakh rupees for first place, especially on a tier 3 tournament. It speaks high volumes, Anna. It speaks a lot. So for the grand finals, folks, make sure to tune in. It will be 4 p.m. in the evening tomorrow. Like I said, we'll be taking our leave today. This is AMD Presents Flipkart Back to College Cup Season 1, powered by AS Rock, Acer, WD Black, Photronics, and hosted by the Esports Club. With me, Baba Gusta, my co-caster Rahana Aiden, and also a broadcaster Assassin. We will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, take care and goodbye.
Want a curved screen, high refresh rate gaming, and don't want to compromise? Well, the ASRock Phantom Gaming 27-inch 240Hz curved monitor is here to deliver. In the box, we've got our power cable, HDMI and DisplayPort cables, and a rugged stand. And finally, the ASRock Phantom Gaming monitor with an impressive 27-inch curved 1500R VA display. This makes for quite the immersive experience, especially in competitive games like Valorant, which demand higher refresh rates. Diving into the specs, this monitor goes up to 1080p, sports a blazing fast 240Hz refresh rate for silky smooth gameplay, and HDR10 support for vibrant lifelike colors. It covers 90% of the DCI-P3 and 113% of the sRGB color spaces, making those visuals pop at a max brightness of 300 nits. This is great for picking out enemies in low visibility situations. It's got a rapid 1 millisecond response time with MPRT mode to keep motion blur in check for perfect aim, and dual 2-watt speakers built right in just in case you don't have your headphones on you. For connectivity, this monitor is equipped with 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, 1 DisplayPort 1.2, and a headphone jack. The stand is solid with swivel and tilt adjustments, but there is no height adjustment. However, it does support VESA mounting if you want to customize your setup. The monitor also sports ASRock's low blue light technology, so those long rank up sessions are a little easier on your eyes. Additionally, FreeSync Premium is also present on this monitor, preventing screen tearing at unstable frame rates. Overall, this monitor does exactly what it says on the box. Super fast, high refresh rate gaming for titles like Valorant to give you the competitive edge you need. Today we've got something special for AMD users. The ASRock B650 Live Mixer motherboard. Packed with features and support for AM5 processors, this motherboard is a statement both visually and specs-wise. As an AM5 board, the ASRock B650 Live Mixer supports both AMD Ryzen 8000 and 7000 series processors and will continue to support all AMD CPUs until 2026. Whether you're upgrading or building a new rig, this motherboard has you covered. Power delivery is robust with a 14+2+1 phase power design, ensuring stable and efficient power distribution. For memory, it sports 4 DDR5 DIMM slots with support for 6400+ MHz speeds when overclocked. Expandability is key in any build, and the B650 Live Mixer shines with 3 PCIe 4.0x16 slots and an M.2 key E slot for Wi-Fi modules. Rear I/O is great with an HDMI and DisplayPort connector, 14 USB ports, out of which you get one 3.2 Gen 2 Type A port and a 3.2 Gen 2x2 Type C port. Those with blazing fast internet will be happy to see a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port at the back. For audiophiles, it features 7.1 channel HD audio with the Realtek ALC897 audio codec and Nahimic audio enhancement. Whether gaming or watching movies, you can expect immersive audio quality. Storage solutions are top-notch with one blazing fast PCIe Gen 5x4 M.2 slot and 2 PCIe Gen 4x4 M.2 slots. Additionally, it also has 2 SATA 3 connectors for additional hard drives or SSDs. All in all, the ASRock B650 Live Mixer motherboard is loaded with features that make it a formidable foundation for any high-end PC. Whether you're a gamer, a content creator, or just looking for a powerful system, this motherboard checks all the boxes.